discretion is advised.
Got your stick? Oh! Beat him up! Make him hard! Ready! Let's show this prehistoric bitch how we do things downtown.
Today, victory is mine. Long live the Empire.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to Geekin Out. I'm yours truly, the Nate Myster, here with my boy, Mr. Mom Collectibles. Yo, bro, what's up?
I haven't been around for a while, man. I've been kind of laying low.
Yeah, well, the streams haven't been around for a while.
Yeah, the streams are dead.
Yeah, the streams have been dead.
Yeah.
Yo, bro. How's your day been?
Yeah, it's been good, man. Tired. I'm tired. You know, I know people have been. I think we've been getting some shit from people about pushing this stream around back and forth. So it's like, listen, if there's ever an example of just life gets in the way. I mean, this originally was a Halloween stream, and then it moved to Tuesday.
Yep. And
then we moved to now it's Wednesday. So it's just family stuff comes up, and it's just life, man. That's life. We're probably gonna elaborate more on that, but
I had a few things come up the past few weeks. That's why the stream was pushed back from Halloween. So it's all good, man. It's all good. It's just finally getting the stream rolling. And this is something that we've been working on for the past few months. Actually,
it's been a while, man.
It's been a while.
It's been a
A Nate and Mr. Mom Productions.
This is one of those streams. We might as well tell people, if you're expecting talking about hot toys and do or do nots, this is not that kind of stream. This is this is just not. This is not that kind of stream. So I mean, I know there's going to be haters watching out there. The trolls are going to be watching. The screenshotters are going to be watching. The clippers. I mean, all that's going to happen. So I guess this is the stuff. You know what it is. But yeah. This has been a couple months in the making.
Months in the making.
One of many going forward. But this is the state of the community. This is supposed to be something special. This is something special because we got concerns, right, Nate? We got concerns.
Yeah, whole lot of concerns. As of right now, another challenger has approached. CMB.
Oh no.
Oh man, CMB.
What's up?
The beast has woken.
Who summoned me?
Oh,
who summoned you?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
Same shit, different toilet.
Yeah, that sounds about right, man. That sounds about right.
Yeah, you tune in to hear the hard truths. Oh, Oilers, my boy. Oilers, I do apologize. It's just been so busy. I need to answer your messengers because he's been sending me links and stuff. I've been watching. I just been so busy. So, oh yeah, hear the harsh truths. Damn, the truth stream, huh?
I think it's I think the idea about it is that, I mean, you and I have talked. I guess we'll just jump right. I mean, you guys right into. I know you and I talk in the morning, and we talk about stuff, and we talk about stuff collecting. But then I think it's just a matter of like we see stuff out there in terms of the community, whether it is collectors, YouTubers, influencers, stuff like that, and it's just we got thoughts and opinions, and there's stuff that just sits wrong with us, and I think we got to be clear about it. I mean, I'll say it myself, and CMB, I know we've talked about it in the past, and Nate, we've talked about it fast. I mean, despite what you think about, like I said, you're going to have your haters, you're going to have your watchers, and, but the fact is that I think this all came about because, I think we see concerns out there. I think it's fair. you know, and we take it pretty seriously. I mean, when I say we take it seriously, you know, but I think there's just, Nate, I think we've seen concerns over the last couple months. And that's why we've been trying to do the streams earlier, but it just, things haven't worked out. Obviously, we all have personal shit going on, but I think that's what the culmination of this is about. So that's kind of where we're at, you know.
Okay. I'm gonna play a clip real quick, and the one thing I've been noticing is that nobody wants to ever talk about the why. They always want to talk about the what, the who, and what have you, but never talk about the why. And I think that's a segue to this little clip real quick.
Everybody stay where you are. Chill the F out. I'm gonna ask you this one time. Where is Gamora?
Yeah, I'll do you one better. Who's Gamora?
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Tell me where the girl is.
Is it Gamora? Just why? Why? And I think you explained it perfectly as to why we're doing this. And it's just been very strange the past few months. Maybe because it's the way things are right now with the Canadian community. We're continuing to grow, right? More folks are coming in from the woodwork, especially with how big once the skill collecting's getting, especially with third parties, and then other companies coming in like InArt throwing their hands in the table. We're seeing more and more members and more YouTubers and influencers coming out the woodwork. All right, just I am all for it. I'm all for growth. But but then that's just breeds in more ridiculousness, right? It's unavoidable, right? It's unavoidable to because when we bring in the good, we also bring in the bad as well. So it's an unfortunate truth about that is that there's good and bad, but necessarily do we have to control it though? Right. And I want to bring that up real quick. The whole toxicity department, right? Apparently, there's some toxicity in the community. Apparently, from the toxicity cops, there is a toxicity in the community. How do you feel about that, Mr. Mom?
There's always toxicity everywhere you go. I mean, to be fair, like I said,
Is it their first day on the internet?
Yeah, that's
Did you ever play MW2?
Yeah,
if you're a veteran of the modern warfare lobbies, then you got tough skin. All these people complaining about toxicity, man, grow a pair. It's the fucking internet, man.
Yo,
Since the day it was invented and came online, that's what it's been used for. People to literally go after other people. You don't like it? Stop using the internet.
Yeah.
You made it 100 times worse.
Nate, you like my CMB imitation?
In a hobby? Then you definitely you need to do some self-reflection, because if you're letting people get under your skin through a hobby, I feel sorry for you. Grow up.
Facts.
Go do something with your life. Put your life in a situation that'll make you grow up real quick.
That's what he said. There you go, right there.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Nate, you asked me, and you just answered it.
That gets on my nerves, man. People always crying toxicity. What the hell, dude? We're grown-ass adults, and you're crying over some dude that hurt your feelings about toys? Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
The toxicity thing, though, it's like I said, like CMB said, we're all proprietors of it. You know what I mean? Everybody is. You know, it's just the way it is. It's in every community. It's in life. Nothing we're saying here is original. I contributed to it. Everyone has. You know, whether you're arguing with people on social media about stuff or making posts about stuff like that. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It's everyone does it. It's just, and when people talk about toxic communities and when people are making videos about it and stuff like that. And so I just thought that was, I thought that was interesting, and I know we talked about it.
A lot of the people that bitch and moan about toxicity are the same people that cry because they don't get their way. They're not used to being told no, or somebody else having a different opinion or an objective conversation that might lead somewhere different. And it's this whole NPC attitude that's just going throughout everything, you know? If
Yeah.
you're not with somebody, then they get angry and they say, well, why can't you think like me? Why aren't you like me? Oh, now I'm just going to call you toxic and racist and whatever else I can deem you, so that way I feel better about myself.
Yeah. And you know, Big Dog brings good. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was gonna bring that up, but yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, you just ignore it, and you know, before we dive into more stuff, and you know, I'll admit that, you know, so
Let
like
Mr. Mom cook. Let him cook.
no. What I'm saying is that I'm just trying to be real, you know, and you know, my presence, you know, my presence has dropped down, you know, a lot because, you know, I got into it on, you know, I would make stupid ass comments on social media and stuff like that. And just was like, so I backed off the grid a lot more where I'm mostly on YouTube, just making my videos when I want to. I don't live stream as much anymore just because that's family life. I just can't get into it as much. But yeah, like I said, everyone falls victim to it, and you know, you just got to have some self-reflection to it, and you know, it's nothing new. Like we're not talking about anything new. Social media just perpetuates everything, and you know, sometimes, you know, like for example, like if a Hot Toys figure comes out, you know, the figure could be awesome, but then you got people jumping on it right away, you know, and just like, oh, this is wrong, you know, nitpicking everything like that. So yeah, as a person, you just choose to ignore it. You either ignore it or you feed into it. And those who, you know, continually keep feeding into it, that's just what it's going to be. You're just going to keep feeding the machine. And there's times when I fed into it, and then I just last couple of months I backed out of everything. Where I'm like, I'm not on the social media groups as much anymore, like on like Facebook groups and shit.
I think that helps you as a
Yeah,
person to
there's nothing
grow.
wrong with that. You
Because
got to have self-reflection. That's all.
you know, at the end of the day, a figure that I love and think is perfection is pretty much subjective at this point, because someone else can feel that it's the worst figure that Hot Toys ever put out. But then when I look at it, it's perfect. It's pretty much the actor. It's pretty much the character.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So when I see people come out the woodwork, you know, just to announce their feelings towards a figure, even though everybody else is enjoying it or everybody else feels content with what's going on, they feel that they've been wrong and they have to put it out there, put their dirty laundry out there just to get the point across that why you letting Hot Toys win like this? Or
it goes back to that whole feeling good about yourself, you know. So they put that out there hoping that they can find others that think just like them, so that way they get self-validation that they're not wrong, so that way they don't have to admit they're wrong.
Yep, absolutely.
And you know, for those of you that have been avoiding this, congratulations. You have you're not missing a thing. You're not missing a thing. But in the social media landscape right now, with Facebook and then Discord, what have you, and especially on YouTube right now, the community has been out of their damn minds at this point. Especially those that are like attacking others because they like a figure. I'm like, wow. Oh, that's ridiculous. I'm like, if they like the figure, like, who am I to bring down that person who is enjoying the love of collecting, right?
Yep.
Like,
not your money. Don't tell them how to spend it.
Yeah.
Unless you pay my bills, you don't get to tell me how to spend my money.
So where did it all start, Nate? Where did we have the conversation? We'll start with, because I think there was a little bit of hypocrisy.
I've been lost in the ether. So
what's that? What's wrong? No.
I've been lost
You know what it is?
ether,
You
so
know what it is that we're just
like,
having a general conversation right now. I know people are like
new. I'm like, what's going on? Other than
it's
you know the normal stuff you guys just talked about, toxicity. I mean, that's nothing new. That's obvious.
Nah, it's nothing new. You know what's
been around since forever. People just try to
CMB,
put a limelight onto it.
Yeah,
now.
CMB. I'll talk to. I'll start it, and then it was kind of a domino effect. Like I said, was there one specific thing? You know who it was? We'll start. Kiko made a video.
Ooh, Kiko.
A couple months back about toxicity in the community. It's a bullshit video. And I didn't watch all of it because I got sent a clip about it and I thought it was hypocritical because he was talking about toxicity in the community and like all saying just normal stuff. That's what it is. And it was funny. And don't be wrong, I'm using one one example. There's other examples, but I thought that was funny. Oh, how funny. Receipt. Anyway. And so I thought it was funny, toxic toy communities. Like, oh my God, like this is new, this is news. It's everywhere, like we said. And I found it funny, CMB, because he's talking about this and he streams every Friday with one of the probably, in my opinion, one of the more fakest people on the internet, which is Will
Fox. Yeah.
So CMB, that's kind of what started it, right? And then I think simultaneously, the whole Justin and Toys Wonderland thing was happening, where like he was jumping off the Titanic when that ship was sinking and stuff like that. So I think CMB was kind of just all this kind of, and this was just a conversation that me and Nate had. I was like, Nate, you see this? We're going back. So I think CMB, that's kind of where it happened, where a lot of these events just kind of stacked on top of each other. I kind of thought it was funny. I definitely thought there was some hypocrisy there where he's talking about, toxicity in the community as if there isn't any. Gaming community has toxicity everywhere. Life has toxicity. You know what I mean? The work environment has toxicity. So it's nothing new. But I thought it was funny that he's talking about toxicity in the community and like he's streaming with one of the people that, I think, and CMB, firsthand what happened with him last year with Will and the whole thing and all that stuff, what was going on. So I thought it was very hypocritical for him, and he's streaming with someone every Friday who, like I said, Will with his whole situation. When did him and I get into it? Last year? Was it last year or before? I feel like it was. Last year.
It was last year.
So last year, if you guys didn't know about the story between the Will and Geekin Out Wars, Will had been mentioned on the stream from the community on the chat, right? That because me and Denobi were talking about, there's those that are talking collecting but not really collecting, right? That's a big gif of it. And then Will was brought up because he's constantly just like playing that game of being a collector, but he's not, right? And then Will goes out of nowhere and just throws a freaking rock at Mr. Mom Collectibles, not at me, not at Denobi, not at the community.
Wait a minute. There was some context to that. So what was happening was, and by the way, this channel dishes its fair share of hate. That's funny. To be fair, the stream itself is online. It's record. So if anyone wants to go watch the stream, it's not like it's hidden. It's online. I was in the live chat, but I wasn't talking. I was sitting there watching, and the live chat was blowing up because you guys weren't. It was you, Denobi, CMB, it was like the old crew, and I wasn't on. I was sitting in the live chat talking to people like that and stuff. And I remember instinctively is that we were talking, and I got up to walk away from my iPad for like 20 minutes. And I came back, and that's when all the crap happened. All the shit happened while I was gone. So I jumped back in, and I was kind of picking up the conversation. And like I said, it's where it is. You guys can like literally watch the timestamp of like I was non-active to where I was active. And I think that's when the Magic Case thing was going on. The Magic Case giveaway. Will had a Magic Case giveaway going on. And I won the Magic Cases. I won a giveaway at that time. So I won the giveaway. And so after the stream was over, he hit me up on the side and was like, hey, I felt like you were taking part in people bashing me, da da da. I was like, what are you talking about? I literally have, I was like, what are you talking about? And like, he's like, and I was like, I have to go back and watch the replay. And I have to admit, when I went back and watched the replay, I was like, holy shit. I was like, yeah, they said they went in. I was like, oh, damn. Like, that sucks. Like, I feel bad. I kind of felt bad at the time. I was like, the live chat was saying shit that like, I didn't necessarily agree with it. I was like, yeah, it sucks. I'm sorry. But like, he was kind of, he said something about calling like you and Geeking Out and Denobi his competitors and something like that. He said, yeah, competition, and was like it didn't look good that like I won his Magic Cases and that like I was taking part in bashing him and stuff. I'm like, that is not the case whatsoever. And like I said to him, and like the conversation went on, and it got to the point where I kind of felt like he was tiptoeing around it. So I openly was like, listen, man, if you want me to just give up these cases, you can have them. Like, tell him I'd forfeit, give them to somebody else. I don't care. And then, so that was what it was. Cause at the time, I'm going to be very honest. I was very protective of my channel. I think I only had a couple hundred subscribers at the time. I was very new, and I was very protective of my channel. I understood where my position was, where, you know, he was at a much higher level than I was. And I was really like low level, like I'm still am, I feel like. So I understood where our kind of places on the totem pole were. So I was kind of like, listen, you can take them back, do your thing, give them to somebody else, have fun. And, you know, that's it. And I'll just bow out of it. And he's like, you know, I got to think about this, whatever. And then he puts me on blast the next day saying that, you know, we're spinning this, and made this whole statement. Now, he didn't name me specifically, but a lot of people knew that I won them. And I was getting DMs from people like, you know, what the hell did you do? I was like, whatever. You know, it just kind of left the tape. And then obviously we did that famous stream on Denobi's channel. Denobi stepped in because he was like, you know, if he's got a beef to pick with anybody, it should be with Denobi and Geekin Out. So I was like, that's fine. So, I mean, it's a long story, catch everybody up to, but you know, there's a lot going on where you see people's true colors, and you kind of saw, and there was a lot more conversations.
Threw a rock at you when you should have been.
Yeah, and I'll admit, I've always, and like I said, I moved
on the sidelines.
I moved on from that. Yeah, I moved on from that, where I don't give a shit. I know all this is going to get clipped, and people are firing away, probably clip it and send in. I don't give a shit. There's nothing to gain. Like I'm just going to be honest and say what it is, but I just found it funny because there's other stuff that came out. I'm sure, Nate, you could also jump in on that as well. There's other stuff that kind of came out where it was like, there was a lot of stuff being talked about that, like, we all got these fake apologies. I don't have a receipt of it. I don't have a fake apology. I didn't save it, but there was fake apologies pushed around because there was a little bit of bullshit going on. But I just found there was just very much going, like, there was all that situation. And then I just find it funny that, you know, this video gets made about toxicity when he's streaming, because that's what people got to realize. Like, you know,
it's like double standards at this point.
Will used to stream with everybody. I mean, I streamed with him before everything was going on, and it's like he's isolated himself from everybody on all the YouTubers. Why is that? There's a reason why he's isolated from everybody. And now, you know, he puts out a video of toxicity, which I found really hypocritical, and he's streaming with somebody who
one of the most toxic people in the hot Twitch community.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, man. People are going to call us toxic. You know, it's, you know, they're going to call us toxic. So, like I said, the haters that are going to watch are still going to hate. Those who are support, they're going to support, and those in the middle are going to stay in the middle. Like, that's the point of this, Nate. We're just putting this out there as a record. It's what it is. We're not looking to shake anyone's opinions, because those who are choosing to watch, they have their own opinions of this formulated already. So it's not like we're sitting here trying to convince anybody of anything. It's just that we're just doing, and there's other topics, by the way, everybody. We're not just sitting here bashing. Like, there is other things we want to talk about in terms of when we say state of the community. So we are going to move on to actual collecting and things like that, like Hot Toys, In Art, Jazz Inc. Like, there's other stuff to talk about, but I think this was kind of the hotter topic that we wanted to get this one out of the way, if I'm not mistaken. And then we're going to move on to actual other bullet points and things.
So even though this is pretty much a call out, right, to Keegan and Will, the whole situation, I do want to, you know, bring up a solution, you know, to this, because I do want to criticize, but I also want to bring up a solution, because at this point, if Kiko wants to be the badge of honor of dictating what's toxic and what's not, you know, check inside yourself and see if what's going on with you. As far as, like, are your hands dirty? Are the people you're working with hands dirty too? Because if you're bringing up all this toxicity crap and you know, trying to be kumbaya, my lord, you're with one of the most toxic people in the community at this point. So let's say, where do you don't have a leg to stand on at that point to dictate what's toxic and what's not.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that also segued into, as I told you, there was multiple things we talked about, Nate, and obviously you bring in Will, and it segues kind of into the whole Justin thing with Toys Wonderland, which is like, holy shit, that's a clusterfuck in its own self.
Before we segue to Justin, I do want to bring up this clip just for Kiko, bro. Just check your hands if they're dirty before you start, you know, dictating what's toxic or not. I'm just saying.
I got an idea though. Why don't y'all take that badge and shove it up your ass, all up in your ass?
Toxic Kiko. That's from the heart, bro. That's from the heart. That's from the heart for y'all. I'm just saying. From the heart. CMB, you have anything else you want to say?
Nah, I just find this comical. I just find this pure comedy.
Yeah. And I think the reason why this is funny, because this kind of, like I said, we're just putting thoughts out there. And then, like I said, the whole thing was, you're talking about the whole thing with Will. And I think the whole thing also is that it kind of happened around the same time, or at least we formulated the thoughts around the whole thing with Justin and the whole Toys Wonderland thing. You know, and we streamed about it, man. They called us madmen, remember?
Oh, yeah.
We were idiots. Remember when me and you and Denobi streamed about Toys Wonderland, and they were calling us idiots? Oh, not idiots, I shouldn't say that, but like, everything's fine. You're over exaggerating. Has anyone gone on Toys Wonderland's website currently? Nate,
they have a website still?
Nate, should you pull up the website?
I should, right?
I should pull up the website.
Look what's going on that website. Not saying that won't come back, but this is kind of like dangerous territory up in here.
Oh, gee. Oh, shit.
They're busy moving offices, bro. They got to go down the hall and change their name.
Here's the thing, though. Comics and Torrent's still up. Comics and Torrent's still up. So maybe it's just a bit of an issue with the maintenance over there. That's maybe they're trying to change up management. You never know.
Yeah, right. They're trying to get Justin. They're trying to get Justin back as the CEO.
They're trying to get back Justin, the CEO of Toys Wonderland. No. My concern is with Toys Wonderland right now is a lot of these collectors are pretty much stuck. Every day I keep seeing more posts, more the community, talking about how they're not getting their figures. They're trying to get their refunds. They're trying to jump ship, pretty much. Just jump ship, just like our boy Justin. With the whole Billy Zane, I got child.
Yo.
I have a child! I have a child! Get him out of there! Please, I have a child! Please, I'm all she has in the world. Step back!
Dude, that never gets old.
Never gets old. Never gets old.
But yeah, I mean, I feel bad for collectors, and you know what, guy, and people out there. Nate and I have talked about it, and I was CMB. I know you feel the same way. At the end of the day, I feel bad for those collectors that are coming in, because there's whatever you're a collector of, could be video games, could be sneakers, could be whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever community, whatever passion, whatever hobby you have, you always have, every day there's a new revolving door of people coming into the hobby. You know what I mean? And they don't know where to turn to. They don't know where to look to seek guidance. Let's call for what it is. How many times people post stuff online? Hey, is this place legit? Hey, can I get a reference on this person? Hey, whatever it is. It does suck to see people get screwed over by TW. It does suck. And how it all transpired. Now, am I surprised about it? No, not at all. How the whole thing happened, I'm not surprised about any of it. But it sucks to see people that potentially lost money on this. And like I said, it's down for maintenance. It's in maintenance mode. In my opinion, it's in screw over mode right now. I mean, could this come up and the whole website's active again? Yeah, 100%. Could they be under a different name? Could it change from Toys Wonderland to, whatever? Yeah, 100%. I don't know. But it just sucks seeing the demise, if that makes sense, guys. The gradual deterioration of it, and collectors are still, and there's people that still defend it. That's what mind boggles me.
To this day.
That still defend Justin.
Justin, Justin is running away with your money, left you the bag, and you're still defending him. I'm like, wow. Is he that much of a
Or you got those people that defend him, even though they'll write him complaining, and he'll still straight up tell them, like, that's none of my business. And those are still the people who defend them. Man,
yeah,
I can tell you right
that's
now,
what's wild.
Justin's fans, they all suffer from Stockholm syndrome, man. Straight up, they're all victims of
like the Call
Stockholm
of Duty
syndrome.
community right now, like the Call of Duty community.
Straight up, man. It's an abusive relationship. They get the shit kicked out of them. Then he comes back and says, "I'm sorry, baby. You know I didn't mean to hit you, but you just make me so angry sometimes. I lose my cool. It's okay. I forgive you." And repeat the cycle.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
He's really a good guy if you just get to know him.
Yo, like straight up, like Nate, you stole it from me a couple of weeks ago when, and I said it, like Justin's a straight up piece of shit. Clip that all you want. I mean, you said it already on stream. I'm gonna say it, and you know what bothers me is that
fake ass robot smile.
What bothers me?
Spend some money and update the software. This shit's fake, Justin.
What bothers me too is that
Chronic out of Disneyland.
What bothers? I'm trying to formulate an opinion and see. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, man. I miss these streams. I miss these streams a lot. I miss these streams. I really do.
Oh God, that's funny. Let Mr. Bob cook.
No. I'm trying to cook, but he's tasting the appetizer. I'm trying to cook, but C&B's tasting the food before I can get it done. He's sticking his finger in the pot before I can get it cooked. The sauce cooked.
I'm just telling you right now, I'm knuckle deep in that mayonnaise, boy.
Nah, it's all good, man.
Don't mind me. This is my strong hand.
Keep stirring. Yo, keep stirring. Keep stirring. I'm just gonna keep putting salt. You listen. You keep stirring. I'm gonna keep putting salt and pepper in there. Don't worry. Keep stirring.
Okay, continue, Mr. Bob. Come on.
No. What I'm saying is, Nate, what really got me mad, what really got me bothered, is that Justin saw the writing on. He obviously he knew. He jumped ship. I mean, you timelined the whole friggin' thing. Here's what gets me though, real quick. I mean, we could talk about the logistics of everything that where we are right now, but morally, and I'm not going to name names. I'll name names. Will be named when they really have to be, but because people can go online and just see. But what bothered me was seeing him on stream, on Will's stream, on other streams.
Will stream, Lael stream. I mean,
don't forget those times Justin streamed and then went off on people on live streams when they're.
But what I'm saying is that more
specifically,
he went off on
the community trying to say that wasn't his shit and leave him alone. That he had nothing to do with Toys Wonderland. He claimed for the longest time he had nothing to do with them, and then finally he comes out and is like, okay, yeah, I was partnered with them, you know. And it's like he spent this many years letting collectors get fucked over, and then now when he sees that the writing, like you guys said, the writing's on the wall, it's time to jump ship. Then he wants to come out and act like he's the savior of the community. Yeah. Bro, you went years fucking over your subscribers, your viewers, other collectors, people that were new to the game, and you had no problems with it. Time you had problems with it is when you saw your bank account getting hurt. That's when he had a problem.
And what bothered me is that when he announced the departure of him in Toys Wonderland, when he, whatever it is, I'm sorry, I'm getting DMs literally as I'm going right now.
It's okay.
So when he made that separation, in my opinion, as a YouTuber, and I don't like to use that word, I get that. And you know what, guys, those who are watching, I know there's going to seem like there's hypocrisy because you guys are watching live and be like, well, you guys are streaming, talking about streamers. Like, I get it. It's a fucked up situation. Excuse my language, but whatever. It's just, we just want to have a conversation about this and get this out there. But what I'm trying to say is that when he severed the whole, I'm done with Toys Wonderland, first friggin' stream he jumps on is Will's to grab the views, to talk about stuff. And he goes on Big Bretta's stream. And to be fair, I have no issue with Big Bretta. I think Bretta's a great guy, great stuff for the community, but he had him on stream. Jedi Knights Watch had him on stream. All I'm saying, and these are good people that I don't have any issues with, for the record. It's out there. I don't have any issues with these people. But what I do have is some moral problems that what he did to people in the community, but you're having him on your stream.
You still have him
and
on
you're bullshitting like nothing's wrong. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I seem like an asshole and my delivery is very rough. I'm like, I know people are going to, oh, Mr. Mom, you're just being an asshole. I don't really care, to be honest. But at the end of the day, I do care about certain things. I believe it or not, I have morals. And my one moral is that I never would have him on a stream for views. Like I wouldn't. Justin offers nothing. He offers nothing at all. I can't. There's nothing. He got figures at a discount. I can't ask him, hey, Justin, what do you do? Like when I, about, your financial situation, paying for, he doesn't offer anything that is relevant to me personally. There's nothing, there's no sustenance to having him on stream, but he went on people's streams. And I say it specifically when he severed the connection with Toys Wonderland, but he went on streams. And that was the thing. People were like talking about shit that has nothing to do with it, and it's just like, it bothered me. It really did.
What bothered me too, even before things started exploding out of proportions with Toys Wonderland, as far as like more and more folks were talking about on stream how Toys Wonderland was going shambles and what have you. Things are like burning over there, like the Gremlins in Gremlins 2 with the buy sell, it's pandemonium, right? Before that, people knew, YouTubers knew. That people, like YouTubers like Lael, they were still friends with Justin, even though come on, you mean to tell me, Lael, you didn't know that Justin was pulling these moves with Toys Wonderland, right? People were still, and at the same time, Will was doing it as well, trying to make friends, niceties with freaking Justin, even though you guys didn't. You mean to tell me you guys didn't know, or you were oblivious to the fact that that Toys Wonderland is pretty much scam Wonderland? And now, since the tables have turned, even noticing that people don't want to, stream with Justin anymore because of the hypocrisy has been revealed. The curtain has been Toys Wonderland has been revealed to be, scam Wonderland. Apparently, like now it does, even though it's been happening for years.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, I mean, but it's just wild to me because, like I said, the whole thing with TW. I mean, and to be honest with you, I mean, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but like I know that TW, they were killing it in 2020 because people were ridiculously paying over because they could get their shit next day. You know what I'm saying? Like a figure comes in, and like TW had it at your doorstep within minimum 2 days, if not one. You know what I'm saying? But you had to pay a penny. And then I think their shit really got kind of outed when Sideshow kept up, right? Like it was like, if I remember correctly, it was like early 2021, right? Mid 2021 is when people started noticing, like, shit, I can get stuff from Sideshow, and it's like I can get it at the same time as Toys Wonderland and pay less money. Like, why am I doing that? Like, YouTubers were doing it. There was people doing it just to get reviews. You know what I mean? They were buying their shit, get it next day, throw up a review, then call for what it is. And then I think when Sideshow kind of caught up to that, it's like TW started kind of just like, what was the relevance of it? And then when all this kind of, and how many times, people post their issues online, and I'm at that point where, I mean, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but him and I have kind of conversation. Jimmy, I actually, I do agree with you. I do agree with Jimmy McGill. I want to have sympathy for people, but I'm losing sympathy for people because if you're still blind to defend this bullshit, then that's on you. It's on you. Like Pop Collectibles, like he jumped over to Pop Collectibles and he's, he was, now he's got a discount code over there where him and Jetta are like the Batman and Robin dynamic duo of Pop Collectibles. And honestly, in the live chat, let me know. But like, I heard Pop Collectibles isn't the best either. They're bullshit too sometimes. Like they're not.
They're starting to hit that downward spiral.
Am I wrong? I've never ordered from them, so I don't know. But I'm hearing people say Pop Collectibles isn't exactly the best thing in the world either.
Dude, I want to bring up.
They started around 8 months ago. They started acting funny. People when they were doing the sales.
Yeah.
Big
That's
sale,
right.
and people started ordering from them. And then all of a sudden, they were getting emails saying like, "Oh, your item's been delayed," and they're like, "What do you mean? You said it was in stock."
Mm-hmm. You know what I want to bring up? Remember when Hot Toys officially announced this is about Toys Wonderland, right? And streamers were still defending Toys Wonderland even after the announcement from a licensed from Hot Toys themselves. Hot Toys warning collectors, hey, be careful dealing with Toys Wonderland because they're not licensed They're not licensed with us. And people still defended Toys Wonderland. Even streamers were defending it because they were still getting their figures from Toys Wonderland.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we can talk all this nonsense, whatever it is. At the end of the day, you got to have responsibility as a collector, and that's just kind of what it is. Because Justin, when you put up you do a Hot Toys search, do Hot Toys Batman, do the most simplest search, Hot Toys Spider-Man. His videos is the first one coming up, hundreds of thousands of views. And there's people that are in the community, and we say community, and I think we sometimes kind of lose sight of like what the community actually is. And it's not just those on YouTube. Like, there's people that collect that don't even know this all existed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when I was collecting, I didn't even know any of this shit existed for like the first 3 months. I was just buying figures off Sideshow, and that was it. I didn't know there was Facebook groups. I didn't know there was YouTube channels. I didn't know there was people that sat there and talked about releases, and like, I didn't know that. And there still is people like that. Either they just choose to be off the grid and do my own thing, or they just whatever it is. So I do think sometimes we think when we say quote unquote community, like, are we a little narrow-minded that there is more people out there? And what I mean by that is there might be people out there that are watching his videos, watch a review. Oh, I like that figure. And there are people out there that won't day one pre-order. They will wait until they get a physical YouTuber's review out, watch the video, and then decide for themselves, am I buying that figure or not? Nothing necessarily wrong with that. But then when he's saying, oh, I got my figure from Toys Wonderland, the average person isn't going to know. They're going to go ahead and buy that figure from TW and may or may not get screwed over.
Because their favorite influencer is.
Well, that's what it is. But, and then, like I said, but then when you dive into the Facebook groups, it's like, then you got the people that just will drop dead defend them for like, oh, he did nothing wrong. And, he's like, all of a sudden, then he wants to play the card that, oh, I'm sticking up for the collectors, da 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 da. And then he said something about, well, I have a kid on the way, so I got to stop doing this. I'll see you guys later.
I wanted to say something real quick about that, but let's bring in the man, the myth, the legend, to Nobi too.
Hello, folks. How's everybody? God, I feel like I've been out of the space for quite a while here. Holy smack. Let me hey Nate, can I stream this? You know what? Can I stream this to my channel? It's giving me
Go ahead. I have it already set up to where people stream whoever comes in.
I didn't do it from mine either. I didn't think anybody would watch it. So
I'll do it. I don't care.
Yeah. Oh shit. You just missed the best fucking part.
So I'll even do your title and everything. So it just makes it a little bit easier. It's asking me, please fill out the blah 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 information here. No.
So
here's my solution with all this, and I feel that the solution should have happened an alternate reality, an alternate timeline at this point, because it's too late now with Justin making a solution to this. But for those of you going forward, I felt that Justin should have, if he felt that he wanted to bring a proper closure to the community with Toys Wonderland, he should have stayed on and made sure that everybody got out. As far as like get their figures out, get their orders out, get their money out before going out and saying deuces, I'm out, y'all. Peace out. I got what I wanted. For those of you that haven't gotten your money or your figures yet, more power to y'all. Good luck with that.
Well, as I said, that would have been the night. And you know what funny? What got me is that he ultimately, like I said, he turns around and goes, "Well, I'm having a kid, so deuces. See you guys later."
Yeah,
I was like, "Wait a minute." I was like, "Wait."
Prepare to lower. Ready on the left. Take them down.
So much Titanic shown just from but I laughed at it.
Do you think we all can fit on the door?
What's that? No, yeah. Well, Justin make sure he fit on the. No, Justin would kick Rose off and jump on the door.
Yeah. and then some.
But Nate, real fast to finish my comment, the one thing he said was, "I'm having a kid, so deuces," basically, and I'm like, "Wait, what?" I said, "I had a kid," and like, well, I didn't have, but I was like, I understand you're having a kid, like, congratulations, but I'm like, You acting like, you know what I said to you, Nate? I said he is acting like he's flying from Australia to Hong Kong every day trying to figure out Toys Wonderland issues. I was like, what was he doing? He sent maybe an email if he even did anything. So hey, I'm having a kid. See you guys later. Bye. Okay, but
isn't it down again? Isn't Toys Wonderland the actual website down again?
It's down for maintenance. It's been down all day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was
in quotation marks.
I thought they had missed their payment for their server. You know, they have to pay for they missed the payment. That's what
Verizon Internet, Verizon Fios shut them down.
No, they missed a payment. You know, they're back rent, I guess, on the server. So
oh man.
Crikey.
So,
I
was putting the bill for the internet. So
no,
when he dipped, they lost it.
The way I understood is that Toys Wonderland, the site is down because they missed a payment or they're back on payment. So they have their backup website, right?
The other one's still working.
What's the other one called?
Comic Santorum is still up.
What is it? Comic
Santorum.
Okay. The one that sells poo-poo toys.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one that's probably in a different continent through like a different server or something being rerouted or something because they're just barely hanging on. I'm assuming
been like a backup
the
site,
signal's like bouncing off like 17 radar dishes to try not the VPN's not getting caught.
VPN is being bounced from different satellites to avoid.
Comic Santorum is like the backup site to Toys Wonderland. So
now I understand. Yeah, the inconvenience, the whole thing undergoing. It's how long has it been? Has it just been one day?
It's been all day. I found out about it early this morning.
So probably by, I would say, I don't know, maybe by tomorrow. Next, I mean, is there any new hot, exciting things coming out that they can generate some quick cash?
Black Friday,
maybe a Black Friday maintenance buff. I don't know.
some quick in-art pre-order. You know, they're gonna announce something else.
Well, that's the thing is they stopped doing in-art. Like they never carried the Superman, so they stopped in-art. So they really took a shit. Multiple ways. They lost their Golden Goose and Justin, and they didn't get the Superman pre-order. So they lost on multiple fronts. So
that dude in the wheelchair must have been off that day.
Nate looks like Toys Wonderland is the poor cousin.
It's the poor cousin. Oh my god. You know what's funny though? Like when we were talking about this, people were just calling us madmen. Like, come on, it's Justin. It's Toys Wonderland has never done.
Why are we back on Justin? Is there something new? Are we digging up old shit? Because, like, is there anything brand new, or is it just the same old? Are we rehashing the past? Because I'll fall asleep. Is there something new, exciting?
No, just that the website's down. You don't have to fall asleep. We can move on to others. We already talked about the past, so that way you don't have to fall asleep.
But I did want to segue into because we were talking about Justin and Will and what have you. So a few months back, Denobi, do you remember when Will was doing his apology tour way back?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I don't think people are aware of that. I don't think people are aware of that.
Is he I'm assuming he's uncanceled, right? He's still streaming again and all that stuff. And right.
I still have it here. Hey, Nate. I wanted to reach out and tell you that I'm sorry for how everything went down between us. I'm like, okay. I want to get back to focusing on collecting and not on politics, drama, and the like. I'm sorry for anything I've said about you publicly. I'm like, what you said about me publicly? Or at the time, I was just thinking about this. What the heck? And behind closed doors. And I hope we can be friends one day. Maybe the relationship needs to heal, but I wish nothing but the best of luck. This was March, right? And apparently there was like this Messenger Facebook group that he had together with other folks, just trash talking other YouTubers, other influencers, other collectors in the community. And we were talking about Kiko as being the apparently the godfather of dictating what's toxic and what's not, right? And you're pretty much with somebody with pretty much Will over here, right? Who had one of the biggest toxic messenger groups ever at this point. So
maybe Kiko found it in his heart to forgive, maybe playing a little bit devil's advocate. Look, I've never had any issues with Sir Kiko Collects. I did find his one video though about toxicity. I found it entertaining. I just assumed he was the one being bullied on Facebook, and I took it like that, and then I moved on. I've never had any issues with him. He's never really said anything about. I've never had any beef with him. And the only exciting thing that I've seen from Kiko was the toxicity video. But again, it's just because I took it at face value that he was being bullied and he wanted to corral, I guess, the community, the garbage community on Facebook, I guess.
Garbage.
Folks out there, you understand there's a reason why I don't exist on Facebook. I don't have time for that clickbait high school bullshit. It's just no, it's too much. It's too much. If somebody ever has anything positive or negative to say about me, they usually just say it in my chats on YouTube land. So when it's on YouTube land, it's typically on my turf. When someone typically says something about me, positive or even negative, on Facebook, it doesn't faze me because I don't exist in Facebook. To me, it's kind of like Carl Sagan's 2D land and 3D land, right? To me, YouTube is 3D land and Facebook is 2D land, and the world's just they don't mix. It's like oil and water.
Facebook does fucking suck. It does.
Yeah, and I've left YouTube in 2018. I mean, I left Facebook in 2018. I've never had any significant reason to return. I'm on Instagram, but that's really just to kind of keep up with the pop culture news as far as like figure releases and so forth. But yes, I'm quite aware of these little high school little communal groups of like 3 or 4 people just bitching about others, and again, that's fine. They're more than entitled to that. That's never,
It's hard for me to believe that Kiko wouldn't know what Will did.
Oh, he can. Yeah, I some people have hearts of gold while others tend to stew, right? So maybe, right? See, the situation with him is I've never seen him be hypocritical, contradicting. Maybe I've never seen Kiko display those traits. I've seen Will Foxification and the gang exhibit that all the time. The level of hypocrisy is big giant pile of shit. So, but I've never seen that, and so I guess it's like, is it guilty by association, right? Is it maybe not?
Possibly if you didn't know.
Well, to be fair, I think it's more tribalistic behavior because, I mean, let's face it, Denobi, there was comments even in this stream, before you even jumped on, like, oh, Denobi's toxic, because we stream with you. But I'm saying, you get what I'm saying, though. Like, you got your fair.
They're toxic when they don't agree with my opinion.
You have your fair share of haters, and because we might stream with you, it's guilty by association. So everyone's like that.
It makes for good views. It makes for good more clicks. Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, I think toxicity is in the eyes of the beholder at this point.
Is that what you folks think? Is that what you guys think is trending right now within the community? I thought it was more of panic and fire and destruction. And
that's coming next.
And spousal abuse from her and him when the bills are coming in.
Oh no, Denobi, that's next.
Yeah. To me, during
people are canceling invoices, and
that's what I'm saying. Like, we're in the middle of the holidays. To me, I see that more of a concern, and so that's why when I watch live streams and everybody's like, I'm gonna get the prey, I'm gonna get it. Oh, it's awesome. Like, are you really?
Are you really though? Like, you say that now, but then
you've been saying you're gonna get a lot of
when it gets released, you're like, oh, yeah, it's not as good as it was.
Yeah,
as I remember from the prototype, I'm like, even though it's pretty much the same figure.
RoboCop 3, the blue doesn't look as blue with the purple. I'm gonna pass on it.
The tap dancing and misinformation hot takes.
No, the only the only I guess maybe negative criticism I got were the folks in denial when I 4K blast the 66 Jazz Inc. Batmobile. Folks couldn't handle the truth. They thought I was out to get it. I'm like, I didn't do much. I mean, the camera did all the talking. All I did was point the camera at the vehicle, and I showed you what the last batch was on a 66 Batmobile. And so if you folks out there who own it and felt that the vehicle was above and beyond stellar, well, then me as an individual, I see that your standards are probably a little bit lower than mine because my standards are just a little bit higher. So when you then preach that the 66 Batmobile that Jazz Inc. peddled out is awesome and perfection, then I know exactly how I moving forward, how I would then assimilate your opinion. I'm like, okay, you think that this vehicle is the cat's meow. Okay, I know how you judge things moving forward.
Yeah, Denobi, the 22 Batmobile. I'm blaming you for that disaster. It's your fault.
Oh man, you want me to bring up those photos? Because here's the thing, though. I have no skin in the game with purchasing that figure, right?
I do.
But you do. But you
So
do, Mr. Mom.
I was telling Ryan that he was one of like several other followers of mine that were showing me the photos of the Robert Pattinson Batmobile, and I just I'm reading the comments, and it just people were still in shock and awe, essentially clutching their pearls in disbelief, like how could this happen? And I'm just like, you guys all been living under a rock? What the fuck have I been preaching the last couple of years and so? What do you? To me, I find that very humorous. What do you? What is this like? Plus, it's the first batch.
But Jazz Inc. is the bestest ever.
And it's the first batch. Everybody knows the first batch.
The first batch is the worst.
I'm gonna tell you right now. There's two companies I probably wouldn't want first batch from. Is Jazz Inc. and Inart possibly? Definitely not Jazz Inc. Yo, and shout out by the way, Denobi to. Not shout out to you, but like shout out to Sean Hadelorian. I had a very in-depth conversation on how to handle my Jazz Inc. purchase, which he gave me some very smart advice, and I appreciate if he is in the live chat. Thank you so much for guiding me in how to handle the remaining balance of my '89 Batmobile. So I appreciate it, Sean. Thank you. I saw this shit and I'm just what?
I mean, he has what, like kids?
Man, we've been trying to warn everybody.
He has like what, 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds working the line?
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
I mean, remember, he did say it's like a family business, so I'm pretty sure he's got nieces and nephews working the line.
I wouldn't imagine. He's probably running, an 1885 homestead farming where he had the kids
and the kids and cookies.
Cookies,
I'll pay you with cookies.
Exactly. We're talking old school.
No, granted, we're aware of this, that the later batches are the better versions. So those of you that are in the first batches, I do pray for you.
Run a business
Christmas
like that,
miracle, maybe. I don't know.
You shouldn't run a business where it's like your first two batches are shit, and then your third and fourth ones are better. Like that's basically saying, well, the people who buy the first and second ones, they're screwed. But if you wait long enough and you get the third and fourth batch, you're good to go.
That's true, though. People are getting replacements, though.
No. To be, I want let's double because people are going to say you guys are talking shit. I have been following because I am invested in Jazz Inc. financially. I have the 89 on order, and I've given him over $1,000 or close to for that vehicle so far. So I am following this stuff probably more closely than I normally would. And he is reaching out and apparently has contacted those with the issues and are rectifying those issues. But how they are, we don't know. Replacement vehicles, cost, I don't know how that's been happening. But I was following it, and people were like, I think there was like 2 or 3 people that posted photos, and kudos to those people, man, because they got beat up over this shit. Because the first thing people said was, oh, just put a microfiber cloth to it. And I'm like, that don't look like and not for nothing. And everyone on the panel,
when you spend like $1,500, you should.
I think I said this to Denobi. If that came off with a microfiber, I don't give a shit. I'm paying over $2,000. That I shouldn't have to microfiber the car. I shouldn't. If it's sitting in my shelf and it gets dirty for me over time, that's a different story. But if it was like that out of the box and you're like, oh, just wipe it down with a microfiber and all that stuff, that's bullshit.
You know what makes me mad though, Mr. Mom? The controversy here, the hypocrisy. So we're cool with blasting Hot Toys when they drop the ball with their freaking DeLorean crap, right? With the hover conversion scenario. But then when we bring up, you know, Jazz Inc.'s issue with the fingerprints here, then everyone starts losing their damn minds. Like everybody's like on board. Let's hate on Hot Toys. But then when we're bringing up critical issues with the QC with the
the thing is,
people are losing their minds. How dare you? How dare you bring up the criticize?
Well, like
don't you know it's okay to shit on Hot Toys? That's the in thing to do. You're not allowed to shit on In-Art or Jazz.
Well, I shit on I still shit on the DeLorean. I still, where are we sitting? We're sitting November 8th, and I still personally, I say that the DeLorean is the biggest L for Hot Toys of this year. If you're going to tell me what's the biggest L for Hot Toys, it's the DeLorean. It's how it was received, the broken, how they went radio silent, nothing for that. It is what it is. They dumped it on Sideshow, the distributors, to fix it. But for anyone out there,
we own the DeLorean and we still shit on it. Like
yeah,
all of us here on the panel, we all own the DeLorean.
I own it.
We all still shit on it to say, yo, this was a
I don't think that was my number one disappointment for 2023. I want to say it was probably Doc Brown in the 85 sign suit.
The Doc Brown with the visible holes on the head sculpt.
Yeah, that to me was an inch. I think that right there was probably the biggest. And then not only did they take the lazy route with,
you could argue and say, Denobi, that Back to the Future IP in general was probably an L.
Oh, it was kicked. Oh, absolutely, it was kicked.
They L'd they L'd a lot of it actually.
And then the antenna on the remote control, it broke for everybody. And so there was like QC issues. The head was lazy. And plus it was an expensive figure. So it just piled on. I think for 2023, that was my biggest disappointment. Now, I went on record, I made multiple videos that the Mark II DeLorean definitely did have a lot of issues and was a bit concerned, and I did mod. But for me, I'm a little bit different. I had extreme fun modding it, tweaking it, which I had always anticipated, working on it. So the DeLorean was not a big miss for me. And I probably, and I am biased, but again, I did point out the flaws in its hover conversion and so forth, but it still made me happy. And there's only a handful of figures this year that brought me extreme joy.
Doc Ock,
definitely. Doc Ock, 100%. Like,
still haven't gotten mine.
It's the Doc Ock figure was by far, it was just pure joy. It was that one. The droid set from the R5 droid set, where I got to work on the little micro droid. I got to learn. I got to pick up some new skills. So there's a handful of figures this year that, like, wow, it was just fun playing with it, posing with it, working on it. And then I have about 6 or 7 figures still in their shipper that I have no excitement or joy looking forward to opening, if that makes any sense. And I'm trying, and I thought on my top 5 that I would have super fun would be this guy right here. This guy right here. I thought he would be number 2 right under Doc Ock. And so I'm working on him. He's being tweaked on right now. In case you guys don't know, it's an easy pop, his legs pop, and it's all ball jointed and everything. So I'm working on him right now because I want to see if I can find some sort of joy to him. Oh, and then the Enterprise. Oh my God.
That was a cool video too. Yeah.
The Enterprise is, even with its flaws, that ship is badass. Like, that is movie quality. Like, if I put that behind a screen, I could absolutely get some cinematic theatrical poses. I mean, Tomy Enterprise knocked it out of the park. Not only that though, but because they only made 3,000 units, the thing is worth a mint on eBay. It is ridiculous what these things are going for on eBay. Anybody that got cold feet that ended up canceling their Tomy Enterprise, shame on you. These things are they're approaching their weight in gold. It's a die cast ship. Just to kind of give you an example. These things are, I mean, and I've never lost money in a Kickstarter or a HasLab, but by far the Tomy Enterprise by far is the one that's been bringing me the most. Just wanted to point that out there. So if Tomy does a fantastic DeLorean, it's the Mark One. I'm assuming they're going to have, but again, Tomy has 100 years of diecast in automotive vehicles, so they're going to knock the DeLorean out of the park. That's their forte, but they've never done starships before. They've never done space or anything like that before. They're typically outsourced to other companies to do the diecast and the Shogogan type material stuff. But good stuff. I mean, like I said, Tomy Enterprise, good stuff. I still have my Bark Speeder. I have the Bark Speeder with the sidecar still in the shipper, Nate. I don't know what to do with them yet. I'm waiting on my module case to arrive. I got Green Goblin. Finally got to him. He's gonna get USB hacked. Green Goblin, first version, 100%. I'm like, that sled, that hover sled is the shit. Hot Toys absolutely gets an A+. They get the award. I mean, everything about the Green Goblin on the sled is perfection, Nate. Nate is one.
You know what I'm very surprised about?
Yeah.
With Hot Toys right now is the fact that they've put out so many figures this year and barely any QC issues that I've seen so far. It's crazy. It's crazy how much amount of figures they're putting out this year. And I'm like, damn, you would have thought that with all the figures they've been putting out this year, there'll be like at least half of them would be QC nightmares.
The only one that comes to me is the Doc Brown and the remote control.
Me is the DeLorean. That was a big.
And then the DeLorean. Yes, and then the DeLorean. And again, you see, and you're right, and I agree with you, DeLorean. But you saw how I just answered you. I don't see the DeLorean Mark II as a failure. But again, that's just me. But
again, at the end of the day, it's subjective. Everyone has their own opinions.
Yeah, and I won't deny anybody.
And what's their grail.
Yeah, they still, like I said, they was a missed failure with the R&D design. They kind of overthunk it. But again, I'm waiting. I still want another Mark II. I'm no idiot. I know once these vehicles sell out, they're going to blow up just like the Mark I. It doesn't matter with all their defects. So I'm on standby, Nate, for 20%, 30 spectacular Black Friday, maybe. You know, there is a lot of chase figures. There is a list of hot toy figures that by the 1st of January are going to be expensive. Are going to be expensive as shit. Yeah, the droids, lot of stuff. Are we done with the whole Jazz Inc?
I think we're done with it. I think
all right. I'll
is everyone good with their thoughts? I think we already expressed ourselves.
Yeah, the whole Robert Pattinson Batmobile. It is what it is. I mean, if you didn't figure it out, so.
Let me see what else. Okay, so one of the tap dancing and misinformations that were out there, hot takes, was the whole situation with RoboCop, right? With what happened with that figure. Apparently, it was not up to standards of what the prototype looked, right? Because I remember last year, around the summer, whenever it was released, August, summer showcase, the actual pre-order, people were in up in uproar, right? Up in in shambles that the actual RoboCop looks too purple, right? And then when we finally get the RoboCop in, the purple has been died down. Like you see the semblance of the purple and the blue mixed in together, like a nice little mix, right? But the purple was gone, right? And then people start losing their minds. What happened to the purple? Like, what happened to the purple is gone now? It's just blue. And people were losing their damn minds about that.
Yeah, to me, it's like I said at the time, Nate. It smelled like tap out excuses. That's what it smelled like. That's what it looked like to me. And I didn't see anything wrong with the final product. It is RoboCop 3. What what were they expecting? I still don't. I mean, at least you are aware of it because you.
Oh yeah. You
see the tap dancing. My God, there's been some serious tap dancing going on out there.
Yeah.
I will say I had fun making that meme.
That was good. That was a nice little. Your production value since last time I was on.
I love that meme. I love it. The room was I'm looking at my room. Oh, it was so much more organized back then. I'm moving shit around. I'm like Ryan. I'm throwing art shipper boxes away. I'm trying to find any space. I'm like maximize every space. The attic, the the garage.
You gotta start throwing and burning them. You gotta start.
Hey, do your kids have separate rooms?
I've already attacked their closets. I have.
Oh, get out of here!
Oh my God!
Both of their rooms.
Move your kids into one room. Move your kids into one room. Make them sleep on bunk beds and be like, "This is Dad's second collecting room."
I've gotten shit from the missus. Like, what are these toys doing in here? Those are the kids, babe. Those are yours.
Yeah, I was talking to Denobi about this a few weeks ago. Like, dude, I'm still packing up figures. Like, I haven't had time just to sit down and Hot Toys keeps bringing out so many figures. They're still in their shipper boxes. I still haven't unloaded them.
Yo, and these mofos keep turning around and saying, "Yo, where's this? I want more.
They want
more.
They want more." I'm like, don't we have more? Don't we have more? Can we be patient, guys? I'm like, damn.
The problem is that, Nate, is that I don't think I'm going out on a limb, but like I think the percentage of people just don't have as much on PO anymore. So they may have less figures. So when they see stuff come out, they're just hoping for. I'm gonna tell you something right now. A peace better reign throughout the empire when one of these Robert Pattinson figures comes out from In Order Hot Toys. I don't give a shit which one it is, but I better not hear a peep. They're playing chicken right now. Who wants to release which version first? I mean, that's what's going on right now. Like, who wants to go first? But I'm saying is that seems to be the figure everybody wants. I don't care if it's In Order Hot Toys. I'm not getting into that necessarily, but that figure is all I ever heard is, well, where's I see gifs of Robert Pattinson, like, where is that figure? Where is that figure? And I'm like, that better be the second coming of Christ when that figure comes, because that seems to be the one that everybody wants, is that figure.
It'll last for about 30 seconds. People will quiet down for 30 seconds, and then you're gonna get the. So I know we got Pattinson.
Exactly.
What about this figure? What about that figure?
Can I be the first, Nate? I hate to see that guy called it. I'm waiting, Nate, and you'll send me the screenshot because I'm not in the Facebook groups. I'm waiting for the first person. Someone send me a screenshot of someone that's going to have the Hot Toys one and saying, looking to trade for the in-art version, or someone that has the in-art version looking to do a trade. I want to know who the first person is that wants to do a direct trade because they're not happy with whatever figure. Whether it's Hot Toys in-art or in-art the Hot Toys, I don't care. Who's gonna be the first one to put that up there and be like, "Hey guys, I got this Hot Toys version, brand new in the box. I'm looking to trade
like the prototype.
Yeah, I'm looking to trade it, and I'll throw in some money for the in-art version. Can someone trade me? Like, can we do a swap? Like,
I can't believe they made the final one better than the prototype. I don't want this.
You know what makes me mad about is not mad, but like out of my damn mind. Like, am I the only one noticing this? Am I just taking crazy pills at this point? I'm gonna play the clip real quick because I love that clip. Thanks, CMB, for pretty much.
You're welcome. I love that clip too.
Me too.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Dude, we're all crazy.
Collectors are speaking the loudest about either Hot Toys or in-art. Don't even own the figure or even own one in-art figure to this point. I mean, like I'm like, wow. So, do you own the figure? If you question them, do you own the figure? No. But why are you so passionate about hating on it or putting it up a pedestal,
Well,
even if you
Nate,
don't
you got to
own
watch
it?
what you're saying, man, because people are going to say you're hating on in art and you don't own in art. So you got to watch. You got to
Apparently.
You got a lot of people who say, "I love in art. Do you own a figure?" No,
well,
not
well,
yet.
no. Right now, it's technically it's do you own the figure?
You
It's the
own that
Joker.
figure? No,
Because that's all they have. They have
Well,
the Joker. They have
and
the
they're
Joker
so-
that's in the mass public, and then they
Yeah.
have two figures that are quote unquote. I call them in the influencer stages, where you got to have a YouTube channel and get approved by 1/6 Kit to get a figure early, which is basically you've seen all the reviews already. Like that's what that.
So, Mr. Mom, I also wanted to ask you this question earlier, but we went to a bit of a shambles here. Because we keep bringing up influencers that do have these day one reviews of these figures, especially with in art. What is the difference between me and the channel, right? When it comes to other YouTubers, like let's say, for example, if it comes to that point where I am getting a figure early to review it, what would be the difference between me and that influencer?
You're saying you want me to kiss your ass right now? Is that what you're saying right now?
No, I just want to see what's the difference here.
No. To be fair, we talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
We had this conversation because we were having self reflections of our own. Because you went through. I'm sure people know. I'm not gonna out you, but you went through some personal stuff where you went from. You were streaming every day.
Yeah, I was streaming every
where
day,
you had to
every
cut your
morning.
shit down. Like the Wednesday night stream was like the thing, and then you were doing the Sunday nights, and then you had your more like you were streaming a lot, and then you had to cut down on a lot because of your personal stuff. And then like even me, like I started a stream where I was doing like every Sundays for a couple of weeks, and then I stopped streaming, and me and you had a conversation, and it was like I noticed it was kind of taking over me personally, where I stopped doing it. It was fun in the beginning, and then it wasn't fun, and then I went back to having fun. Like I'm having fun right now, talking shit. I don't really care. There's no. I'm not worried about the repercussions because there was a point where I was worried about repercussions. Like, oh, I don't want to. I don't give a shit. This isn't my. I'm having fun. Like this is just what it is. Like I'm being honest. And I think, and you asked me that question about a week ago. To be fair, and so
for example, let's say the channel gets to a point where I can afford a living through my channel, right? And
well, good for you. Good for you, because the reality is that I don't think anybody can. So that's the number one misconception about all this.
But that's what I'm wondering. At the end of the day, what's the difference between me, who's pushing and grinding on building this empire, right?
Well, a couple things. I mean, the biggest thing about it was that like when I started, you're like one of the OGs when it came to streaming. You were streaming before Hot Toys was even like you're one of the first like streamers. And if you go back on and like Denobi always uses the phrase like a historical record. I mean, go on anyone's channels and look at their first streams from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and you could see like who's been doing it the longest and things like that. And you've been doing it for just a while, but I think people can realize that you're just passionate about this. You're crazy, number one, about the hobby, but there's a passion there too. No, it is. There's a passion. There's a genuineness. There's a passion there. And
we're all a little mad.
Yeah, we all are. But like, it's very easy for people to tell who are doing it for the hustle, I think, versus people are just doing it. Like Denobi, he does shit when he wants to do stuff. Like it's not. I do shit when I want to do stuff. And I do admit there was a time I was doing it for a hustle. Yeah, there was when I was banging but then when I realized it was like, dude, what am I doing this for? Let me just take and let me just relax and have fun with this. And you get caught up in it. And, you got people that do their weekly streams every week. It's the same schedule. They're doing the same weekly bullshit, talking about the same boring stuff. And I think that's the thing that I realized is that my time is valuable, where I got a family, things are taken on. So like, I don't watch as much streams as I do anymore. I used to watch a lot of other people because I was interested in other people that had contrasting and conflicting opinions as I did to understand, like, why does Denobi, I mean, I still watch some people, but why did this person feel that way? Why? And I don't agree with that, but why, but then I started realizing it's just like, it's the same shit on every single channel. It's like, there's nothing, I'm not getting anything out of it. Like I want to walk away. I want to walk away with it like, oh, I learned something or it was entertainment. And I'm not getting that from a lot of streamers. And I think I said it to you, Nate, just because you can stream doesn't mean that you should. Be fair. Just because you can doesn't mean
it's
like the Phantom Menace.
You almost got us killed. Are you brainless?
I speak.
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent. Now get out of here.
Yeah, I mean,
are we talking about a certain person?
I stopped streaming. I stopped streaming because it was like I ended up just doing the same thing. Oh, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on the week of what's going on. I'm like, it's so boring, it's boring, and it's like, and I realize that I'm wondering, and people can say, oh, Mr. Mom, your streams are boring. I know they were because I was doing them. they were boring. I know that firsthand. So I stopped doing it. I started switching my shit up, and I do videos, try to be, and just different videos and concepts, things like that when I have the time. But I don't watch a lot of that stuff anymore. And Nate, going back to what you're talking about, is that like, I can just tell that there's the passion there. And I'm not, and it may seem very biased because I'm on stream with you, but there is a genuineness to certain people that you could tell that are doing it for the hustle versus those who are doing it because they want to do it, because they enjoy making content and are content creators. And let's be real, people. When there's money involved, it changes people. When there's money involved between super chats, memberships, I have memberships on my channel. I shut my stuff off. I turned mine off because I felt like I was doing a disservice. There's people that were generously signed up as members to my channel because they wanted to genuinely donate to my channel. I turned it off because I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like I'm giving you a service that I can justify. So I turned it off. And people are like, is everything okay? Are you like shutting your channel down? And I'm like, no. I appreciate that. Like, I appreciate you donating, but like, I'm not providing enough for you to feel like it's worth that money. And so you see other channels like a $24.99 a month membership, 90, like who the hell are you? Like really, like who are you? And all of them
just
bullshit.
A dude behind the camera talking on YouTube.
That's what it is, man. Like everyone's trying to have fun, but like at the end of the day, like there's money still to be made. Like Nate, you're making money right now off of this. Let's be real, man. You're getting super chats,
To be fair, yeah, OG fan.
I mean, no, but we're being real.
$5 super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Is this a show live? Yes, it is. I'm still not sure. Geeking Out is for the people. Long live the Empire. I know there's another super chat. We'll get to that in just a minute. Thank you for the $10 super chat as well. Long live the Empire.
Today, victory is mine. Long live the Empire.
Real quick before you jump onto this one, pull up Oilers' comment because I do want to address his where he says,
where's Oilers? Because he's
right there. It says that's stressful. Half of my YouTube income comes from channel memberships, and I take that very serious. And you know what? I agree with you, Oilers, because you're doing something different, and you're falling into that category that you're offering a service to people by showing people how to make dioramas. You're providing a service that people watch and can feel inspired to do stuff. I don't think anyone feels inspired when they watch 4 people or grown-ass men sit on a stream and talk about their thoughts of a toy they're not going to buy. There's a huge difference, Oilers. So I don't mean to discredit, per se. But let's.
I wanted to bring that up. Okay, so hey guys,
and Jimmy, I have a job that pays well, so I'm not.
Hey guys, don't get us wrong here about this. Don't get me wrong here. All right, still love my boy. But I do have to play a little tough love here. Mafia. He did a hot take about a month ago when the whole shebang happened with RoboCop. He kept on coming in with the fact that he did not like the figure, right? Because he was comparing it to his older RoboCop, right? Saying that it was the same figure, right? And he was continuously putting that out there. And remember, we got we're influencers, right? And I know people hate that word, but we're influencers, and you're influencing the community when you're putting out there that information, right? That, hey, you know what? That RoboCop is the same damn RoboCop. I don't need it. I had it on pre-order. Now I'm going to cancel it. You know how many people may have been following you and felt pretty much the same way you were right at that very moment, not give it time to smooth out and get released to the public to see how things grow with that figure. before canceling it. They just canceled it right away and just made that decision right then and there because you said the figure was an L, was pretty much a failure. But RoboCop 3 it's a great figure. It turned out awesome. I granted we were missing the dynamic stand. I have it. It looks freaking great. I actually I look forward to the whole situation with the figure being a mixture of the blue and purple, being all purple from the prototype, right? And there it is. There it is. You got it right there. It looks amazing.
You know what's funny? From someone that has,
but Nate, did he get the figure though? I don't even know if he bought.
He didn't get. Now he's getting it. He's getting it. But after what happened with the community, people were now realizing that the figure was great, and that's my guess as to why he decided that he wanted to get it.
I see. Well, it's sold out everywhere anyway. It doesn't. I guess it doesn't matter. But it wasn't just him though. It felt like the consensus was that everybody was using it. I think I remember saying like it's just a tap out because there's so much.
Well, I think Denobi, the whole thing he was talking about is that it's different if the average person, says, "Oh, the figure sucks."
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But if you're like someone that has a channel, which is, to be fair, has influence,
and Mafia holds more weight for me as
the average person
and his knowledge of one-scale collecting. I feel he holds more weight, and I do listen to what he has to say at times, right? But then when he dropped that hot take about RoboCop, right? It would
was it just him? It was him and a few other people.
Yeah, a few others. Yeah,
there was a few live streamers that were like, "Oh, this sucks. It doesn't look good. This looks like shit. RoboCop 3 was a shitty movie anyway." And then actually, you know what's funny is that when MRC
the figure in the first place, why did you get the figure in the first place? If you felt wholeheartedly that movie was a failure, why did you get the figure in the first place?
And the thing is, I think when MRC put out
they
his
got FOMO'd and they wanted to be like everybody else.
Yeah.
And said that they pre-ordered RoboCop.
And then when MRC put his video out, people started seeing it in person. Was like, oh, actually, you know what? It doesn't actually look that bad, man. And it doesn't look that bad. And I'm like, and Denobi, you're talking about having an experience for someone that has the original RoboCop. I mean, I put a video out there and I tried doing a daylight comparison of them. I had so much fun with this thing, and I still had. And now, to be fair, if you have the original, yeah, you may not need this one, but I tried,
original, and I have Ed 209. I have.
Oh, I would love it. Can we get into 2.0?
I got the original and I got Ed 209. I still need to get the RoboCop 3, but I had to cancel it because of personal stuff. So I'll have to backtrack and get it somewhere else.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous looking figure.
I never, when it was first announced, I never pre-ordered it. I made it very clear I'm going to kind of keep an eye on it. Yeah. The final release of the figure, I thought it looked fine. I was not with the majority of the public opinion that the rug was pulled under. In fact, if anything, I thought it looked better. But again, I had no vested interest in it because I have the original RoboCop and I have Ed 209, and so that specific IP, I didn't really focus on it too much. But again, it was the majority of individuals at the time, which we still are. We still are getting bombarded with a ton of releases from different fronts, from Hot Toys, from InArts, maybe. I don't even know. They're still, I don't even know what the fuck they're doing over there. But then you have them, then you have Blitzway, then you have whatever X06 is pumping out. So then in the midst of all this, and some of you may not even pertain to you, but we're getting beat up with Kickstarters and campaigns and HasLabs. Right? The Ghostbusters.
Yeah, you got like 15 of those on order.
I only did 5, Ryan.
It's only 15.
I only did 5. Yeah, calm down. I'm not starting a charter. I'm not starting the Ghostbusters charter out here, guys. I'm not building the equipment. I don't have a firehouse out here in the Vegas. I'm not going to be battling old time
ice demons,
cowboy ghost out here.
You're not battling Elsa from
no. It would be like the the mobsters, the old mobsters from Vegas. Oh, that's what's probably lingering out here. So
Yeah, I got
So
you.
I wanted to bring up the super chat. I know we got several. TS Boy 210 $10 super chat. Thank you. Geeking Out is for the people. Give it to me, Nate. I'm guessing you want the Bane, right? For the people, right? Opportunity. We give it back to you, the people.
Opportunity, and we give it back to you, the people. Gotham is yours.
Gotham is yours. And maybe another long live the Empire. I got several of these. There you go.
Live the Empire. Long live the Empire.
Long live the Empire!
Long live the Empire!
Long live.
Long live the Empire. And Ball 15, of course. $2 super chat. Long live the Empire. Thank you for the super chats, everybody. Yeah, I just feel that collectors going forward, because there's a lot of information going out there and a lot of information we're bringing up as well. Just be mindful with how you're collecting, because it's your own money at the end of the day. It's your own money. It's how you collect. You're spending the money, you're spending the pre-orders. Move forward the way you want to.
And
don't let it be dictated by because this influencer said that or this influencer.
I have given out valuable advice probably the last year and a half, regardless if anybody has taken it upon me. But like there's certain things worth collecting, there's certain things worth pausing, and then there's certain things worth kind of like jumping on the board. I got to tell you something. The Spooktacular sales event, there was a lot of stuff there that I was on pause, and then it ended up on Spooktacular. And I mean, I saved
Dude, these deals keep growing.
I told you I bought the Spider-Man movie promo edition with the base. Then I got the advanced suit Spider-Man with the Doc Ock tentacles. All that stuff was like 30. Was it 25? Nate?
It was between 25 to 35.
30%. I mean, I saved so much money. There's stuff that folks. There's
right
no
now
reason
the Sword Grunt is 50% off.
There you go. There's
Friday,
a lot.
crazy. It
is absolutely worth a lot of the stuff that we had discussed in early 2022, even 2021. All that's look, it's no secret. Hot Toys and Sideshow, they need to clearly balance the books. The year is coming to an end. The retail year ends on the stroke of midnight on December 31st. So, and I called it. I remember telling people this, like, they're going to have to unload a lot of merch. And it's not just Hot Toys. It's the dozens of Iron Studio figures. And it's not just, there's the Court of the Dead figures. There's so much merchandise that needs to be unloaded for
CMB's profile picture is what all collectors are going to look like at the end of the year.
At the end of the year.
Did I hear people still bitching about they want to return the Jedi 40th figures?
Well, who's buying the one figure that was just released? That's called
Merrick.
Not me.
Well, yeah. Who's still following that?
I'm getting it. So
you're getting that? Yeah. See, I wouldn't.
I got to build my Sith Empire, so I have to bring that into my collection.
That character is a Sith.
Well, the Sith Empire
is he the last Inquisitor or something like that?
Included with the Inquisitors and what have you, because it's all part of that Empire situation.
Dude, just buy a box of matches, and anytime somebody comes, light one and blow it out. Then
just light one for Marok. Just light one for Marok.
And they say,
that just goes to show you,
it's the Black Force ghost that came out of him.
But if they made him, that means they're going to go further into the Ahsoka line. Then
that's my guess. Yeah.
No, because if they made him and he was, he was in there for a few episodes and he was gone, it's like they're going to go in on a lot of those Ahsoka figures. So like,
Balin.
And he's a completionist figure. If you're someone that's completing all those figures, you're going to have to get that figure if you want to complete the Inquisitors, So it's like, or, complete all that stuff. So it's a tough, that's $260,
10 points for Martin K. That's exactly how I feel. Everybody's loving all this stuff, and I don't feel that the community is holding up to their end of the bargain. So I'm very skeptical. And you know, going back, Ryan, to your comment about the current live streams don't provide a benefit, and it's because of that. It's because you don't know how genuine their opinions are, because you don't know if are they really going to get the stuff? Are they just blowing smoke up our asses?
Well, I feel like a lot of it, Denobi, is that a lot of the live streams talk about collecting, but don't collect. Like, they like to talk about it, but it's not actually happening. And I think it's a safety mechanism, to be honest with you, because I know that we turn around and say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to get this figure, I'm going to get that figure." I think a lot more YouTubers are not being openly about that because they don't want to be called out about it eventually.
Wasn't
You know,
there a
if they see
stream?
something about, "Hey, you know, I'm going to clip this and send," you know, I think a lot of YouTubers, they just don't say anything, you know,
Wasn't
about
there
like,
a tap
"Hey."
house stream that happened a few weeks ago or a week ago?
What'd you say?
A week ago there was a tap house stream, right? Something about tapping out or converging or something of that nature. What was it? Tapping out and
Remember.
or recollecting
I don't
yourself.
know, Denobi. You should get
It was
a dollar for every time tapping out is said, because that phrase has gone like fucking wildfire
yeah.
this year. And it's like Denobi should get royalties on the word tap out.
I should have traded.
Tap out,
I think
tap
it was
dancing.
everything. It was Brother Cousins, right? It was Brother Cousins stream.
You can't get royalties for tap out. That belongs to UFC.
Tap.
That's true.
Well, it was
Dana White will come
tap
after
out.
us.
Well, it was more of a tap dance. It was I coined the term tap dancing because you're listening to these streams, and when you hear everybody talk about you know, the head sculpt, the paint is, or my favorite one was Doc Ock, and everybody lost their minds over Doc Ock figure, and you're like, are you genuinely giving a constructor, or is it are you tap dancing? And there was one stream where it was just the figures were going down a conveyor belt, and you had everybody in the panel like chorus line. They were chorus line, holding hands, just tap dancing their way out of all these figures. They're just holding hands, they're just tap dancing it. So you don't know what's legit or what's royalties to tap dancing.
Well, that's the whole thing, is that when you start to, and listen, it's tribalistic, you know, the whole YouTube influencer thing, it's a tribalistic mentality, and people have to know that. I mean, you can go online and see who streams with who and figure out where the tribalism is. It's just, I mean, it's just what it is. And it is, like Denobi said, you start to get used to the opinions of people where you kind of know who doesn't get what and who doesn't buy. And like you said, when you have like 9 people over talking themselves on a stream, and literally all of, like, the feral predator, no. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, you give your thoughts on it, but if you're not gonna, I'm not saying you have to buy every figure, but like you kind of see a pattern where like no one's buying anything, but they don't mind talking about it, but no one's buying anything. It's what's going on?
The most recent one was last year. Everybody was in love with Mr. Potato Head from the Kenobi show, and then they finally released Mr. Potato Head, and everybody's like, I don't know about it. The Grand Inquisitor dude. Yeah. You're like, what? That you guys were all excited for this figure. I mean, so that's what I'm looking. That's what I see. As far as Star Wars, Nate, as far as Disney Plus Star Wars, I'm pretty much I've left. I jumped off the last station. I don't want anything from the Ahsoka show. I don't want anything from the Kenobi show.
And that's fine. That is fine. That is perfectly fine. My problem is, if, like, let's say you say that today, like you said that you're getting the whole Ahsoka line, right?
Yeah, I would never say that.
A year later, when they start dropping in, you just come out and say, the show wasn't that great, so I'm just canceling my POs. Like, where are you at in a position to just really nilly just cancel pre-orders, cancel the NRDs, don't get your NRD back at that point, right?
Yeah, I don't throw money
away. But then you're influencing the community to do the same. At that point, your members are going to be feeling like, hey, you know what? Since they're canceling, I can cancel too. I should not feel guilty about canceling this figure then, because my favorite influencer is canceling his figures too. I'm like, okay, so you're cool with canceling your money?
Collectors, listen out there. If you find yourself in a situation where you are forced to cancel Hot Toy pre-orders and essentially not get your money back, you are clearly doing something wrong. You just need to really pause, take a break, really plan ahead accordingly. If you are in the business of throwing money away like that, you will eventually be pruned out of the
tap out. You pretty much tap out,
and you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to enjoy collecting. It's gonna start to get sour. You're going to get, especially right now during this holiday season where everybody's getting swamped with multiple invoices. And my pre-order list, my Google spreadsheet, I'm under 30. I'm in control, and everybody, it's every couple days, Hot Toys is pumping out. They are mean as shit right now. They want your money. They're going to hit their goal or their quote, and so is Sideshow. They're not messing around. They're clearly not messing around. There's a ton of stuff on wait list full. I've been having a grand old hooting time with the Marvel Spider-Verse. Marvel Spider-Man is still hot shit. All
dude,
that stuff.
Not for nothing. PS5. Has anyone even thought about the waves of like PS5? I finished the game and I'm like, my God. And not for nothing. And that's another thing is that
they might be waiting because supposedly they're working on DLC.
Yeah. Oh, there's definitely a couple of them in the works.
There's supposed to be 3 is what they planned. Just
I think the last game had 3 also.
The last one had 3, yeah.
Yeah. And anyone
no. The first one, Spider-Man 1, Miles Morales didn't have any DLC.
No, I'm talking about the other the not Miles
original
Morales.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, because they're supposed to be doing DLC and then it's supposed to be while we wait for part 3 because obviously if you beat the game and if you haven't, if you've been on the internet, they've already announced that they're doing part 3.
Yeah.
And there's a huge uproar because, they're pushing Peter out.
Yep. Anybody who talks shit about that Venom figure, play the game. You'll understand that Hot Toys.
Oh, I'm excited for it.
It's the scale. I'm very excited.
That was my favorite part of the game was playing as Venom.
Oh yeah.
Other than Venom was Symbiote Spider-Man. Symbiote Suit Spider-Man and Venom were my favorite.
Yep.
Serious question. Who here buys figures based on any YouTuber's opinion? If
I mean, I'm distracted by the.
I like the profile pic.
I'm distracted by the profile pic.
What's happening to collectors that have been watching Justin for years, right? And they're buying figures from Toys Wonderland, and now we see posts where, hey, I trusted Justin for years, and I ordered from Toys Wonderland, and now I'm not getting any of my figures. I'm not getting my refunds back. It's out there, guys.
And not for nothing, Nate. We talked about this all the time. I said it again. We talk the community. There's so many more people. I mean, you watch channels that have 150. There's like you have like 150 people watching. There's a lot of people who just watch in the shadows. They don't comment in the live streams. I know there's familiar faces that pop up. Like here, there's a lot of familiar faces that we know in the live chat because they're regular repeat people. But there's a lot more people that watch in the shadows that don't ever comment. And there are people who are influenced by, that's why they use the word influencer. I don't like to use the word, and I think that's kind of the problem is that like when people are going online saying stuff about figures and saying stuff like that, it falls into categories whether you understand that you have a responsibility to people. If you have a couple thousand followers, you have people that pay a monthly membership to you, you're making a pretty probably decent income or some side money from it. You understand that you probably have a certain level of responsibility to people that watch you, that whatever you say, there might be 1 or 2 people that take that and run with it. It just, whether you have control over it and you don't, or you don't give a shit. It's either one or the other. It's really kind of no in between. Like you understand what you're saying. Like I fully understand. I hope all you guys on the panel, we understand everything we're saying right now is going to be a record. It's going to be clipped. It's going to be sent to people. People are going to be pissed. And you don't care. It's just, you understand what you're saying because it's going to be a record, a document, so to speak, online on YouTube. And so there are people that are looking at that and like, oh wow, this YouTuber I watch. Oh yeah, I trust their opinion. Yeah, I'm not going to get that figure. I had it on pre-order. Yeah, I'm not going to do it.
And I'm going to cancel it right then because he's.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the word influencer. I mean, Nate, you influence people whether you like to or not by saying, "Hey, I'm going to buy this figure," and you give the reasons why. That might have justified somebody else to buy the same figure. You never know. I mean, I do reviews sometimes on figures. I don't do reviews to try to get someone to buy something, but I just do a review because, I'm like, hey, this RoboCop figure, there's a lot of controversy around people complain about the color. Let me do a little, but I am the shadows. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah.
Denobi, you got a super chat. I think you're the one that's
so,
only sharing.
Yeah, bring it. Pull that one up. So I would like if toy companies got back to doing complete toy lines, including figures, vehicles, and playsets that were integrated in sensible ways. So I have an issue with this. I kind of agree and disagree, because a complete line in the world of Hot Toys, right? That's a little bit challenging, right? A complete line, say like the Spider-Man No Way Home line, you're looking at 3 to 4. That is definitely going to single out a good bit of collectors. Are you referring to the 3 3/4 inch scale, the action figure line, and even Marvel Legends, even the 6-inch line, like the Black Series of Marvel Legends, even that typical group, they're getting exhausted. I know they are, because I watch them. I watch their channels. They're the ones
I've been watching.
What's that?
Go ahead. I was gonna say
No.
I agree with you, because I've been watching a lot of Black Series guys saying that they're done, they're quit.
They're done. They're exhausted. They're burnt out. That's the word. They're burnt out.
Yep,
Marvel
they're
Legends
burnt out.
burnt out. Black Series, they're burnt out, and they're getting complete lines. Now I hear that to me that's hot air when I hear something like that within the Hot Toys community. Like, I would love to get the Oliver Return of the Jedi, and I would pay. Really? Are you sure about that? I don't know. I love Return of the Jedi, but even I don't think I would want to drop down $300 on what's his name, Fish Face, co-pilot to Lando. I wouldn't want what's his name, you know what I'm talking about, the one that
Akbar?
Not Amal Akbar, the one that goes, what do you mean the shields are up in the Death Star? You know, huh? He talks like that, and and then Lando's like drinking his beer. He's like, I don't know if the shields are up. What's it?
It's called 45.
It's called 45. So Neem thank you. Neem like, so I wouldn't. So when I hear stuff like that, people want a full collection. I call shenanigans, and I'm going to call shenanigans too for this couple that were just announced in pre-order.
Do not say John Wick and
John Wick.
No,
that's a hot air line. That's everybody's excited, clapping their hands with the twirlers. And when those two drop at the same time, and Sideshow is dropping that $650 invoice, right, for shipping and tax, then you're going to see like, well, I have the original John Wick, so I'm good. I'm good. I have the original.
Wait, you said that, but you said you have the original John Wick, so you're good.
I'm good.
I know you didn't pre-order it. No. I'm just messing. I know you
making it not hiding Kane behind a 2-pack at that point, to separate the both of them, because they know that collectors already have the original John Wick 2. So why they would need to go and
want Kane? What is he gonna whisper the willows, the Jedi willows? What would you want? I don't know. Who wants that shit? What would you want? The willows? What is the ancient text? I mean, is he gonna? What would you? And then who's the other one? Oh, the one that was put on Jenny Craig, the one that lost weight in the figure. Thrawn. Really? Thrawn? And they gave him an athletic body because Hot Toys didn't even want to invest in the R&D in the dad bod gut body. They're like, all right, Howard Chan's like, we don't have time for this. He puts him in athletic, body. Keeper of the Wills. There you go. I knew a Jedi fanatic out there. I knew a Jedi fanatic would come and correct me on that crap. 10 points for you, good sir.
Keeper of the Wills.
No, it's just, look, I went on Sideshow, Nate.
Mm-hmm.
They have 133 pre-orders right now. They're
asking for more. People
can Kenobi. I want more. I want more.
And so and look, they're Hot Toys is keeping up their end of the bargain. They are absolutely keeping up with the schedule.
I think they're listening. They're like, oh, you want
think
more?
About it, Nate, think about it. An average of what? 70 to 80 Hot Toy figures released a year. 70 is what the average, I think, is what it was. About 80 figures. 80, and each figure, remember, $300 is the new norm, not counting the small vehicles. Oh, we don't even have that ATRT out yet, do we? That's inbound.
That's going to be a Christmas nightmare before Christmas situation there. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
By the way,
there's
guys, what payments are coming out? I know for me next month that maybe people forgot about, or maybe not. But for Star Wars, you got Mace Windu, you have Padme,
that's
you got
right.
Anakin Skywalker. Like those
Yep.
payments for me are starting next
Well,
month.
oh, I see. But
Merry
those
Christmas.
are next year releases, though, aren't they?
No, I get that. It's just that you pre-order stuff, and it's like you sometimes forget, like, oh, and then like next year, like if you're involved in all these IPs, but you got the Flash figures next year, you got 2 Batmobiles next year.
That's right.
Jazz Inc. and Hot Toys, so and you still have potentially Obi-Wan figures. If we don't get Darth Vader, you don't get Kenobi, you don't get Matt Damon Kenobi, you don't get those. I mean, so I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
Did anybody pre-order Grandpa? It belongs in the museum.
I got Grandpa.
Yeah, you have to
Me
pre-order
too.
that.
I did too. I'll confess, I got a pre-order.
You have to pre-order Indiana
Wait,
Jones.
well,
Oh, that's another one. Oh, he's old, not my.
Oh,
indie.
the movie was
Yeah,
trash.
or the movie sucked. Can I be honest with you? I never saw the movie. Still pre-ordered the figure because I kind of understand it's Indiana Jones. So it's kind of like
separate the character.
I belong.
Yeah, you can always do that. You can always
movie sucked. So I'm not gonna get the figure.
I belong in a nursing home.
Yeah. But it looks great though. Don't get me wrong. The figure looks great.
It's Indiana Jones.
You gotta get the you have to get the whole deluxe set and the whole setup.
Yeah, because that way you can turn it around, and then
Yeah.
if you have the young Indy, you can say it's Temple of Doom Indy.
Yeah. So CMB, what are your thoughts with with what we're talking about the community and the influencers hot takes and all that?
Honestly, like I don't listen I don't listen to anybody really, as far as like trying to tell me how to spend my money. If somebody thinks something's shitty, then that's their opinion. One man's treasure is another man's trash, or vice versa. One man's trash is another man's treasure type of deal. It's the same thing I go about collecting. If I like it, I'm gonna get it. I'm not gonna watch or let somebody else try to tell me how to buy a figure. They're not. Why am I gonna give them control over my money? Nope. Like I said, it was once told to me, who you give your money to is whom you relinquish your power to.
And that's Hot Toys.
So yeah, exactly. Hot Toys already got me by the balls. I ain't gonna let somebody else on YouTube try to tell me I need to get a figure because they think it's awesome. No. Sorry. If that were the case, then I'd have a lot of shitty Hot Toys that I don't even like from IPs that I don't follow just because I was listening to people. Well, I'm not gonna listen to other people on YouTube. They have a collection of 15 figures, and they want to talk to me like they know everything about collecting. Get out of here. Call yourself an expert? No. Sit down, Junior. You got 15 figures, and you're trying to talk to the community like you've been in this game long enough. My kid's 12 years old. He's got more figures than you.
I don't ever like to point in that direction, but I find it entertaining. I like to see what the young blood, what can they bring to the table. You do it for the kids. You do it for the kids. It's kind of like when me and Ryan were dressed up as Ghostbusters, and the kids going up and down the street in Manhattan, and they were just like blown away by a couple of Ghostbusters, and the kids just wanted to touch the proton packs. And you do it for the kids. For the kids. Photo ops.
I think Will has 15 Hot Toy figures.
I think he's up in the 20s. I haven't watched.
No.
He did a $40,000. Well, no, wait. He did a $40,000.
He didn't say third party mixed with Hot Toys.
He did a $40,000. Wait, Nate. He did a $40,000 collection room tour. Remember? So he's obviously got skin in the game.
You know what's funny though?
He's an expert because he judges other people's collections.
Yeah, you know what's funny with Will is that he's like content stealing. He goes around just picking live reactions of other people's collection tours. And
he doesn't do that anymore, though, does he?
He did Justin's today. Justin's collection.
Did he really?
He did Justin's collection.
Oh. Oh. Were people questioning Justin's collections that it was shrinking or growing or?
Yeah.
Oh no. There was a comment, Nate. What was it? Somebody. Who the hell? Oh shoot, did I just miss it? Somebody had the average. Oh, Hot Toys Nightmare. 10 points for Hot Toys Nightmare for doing a little bit of data entry there. I knew we were above 80. I knew we were at 75 or 80. That is bonkers, folks. I'm telling you, and I keep, I told Ron, I'm telling Nate, you should not have ordered that bone marrow dude. You shouldn't have. No,
the
Bollocks guy, the one, the Marok. Yeah, no, you folks, you got to be careful. Hot Toys right now averaging 130. They're averaging 80 releases. That is bonkers. Look, I'm a veteran and I'm having trouble keeping up with this. Like, this is where I'm at right now.
I talked to you the other day.
This is where I'm at right now.
Crazy. Yeah.
This is where I'm at right now. And I'm running out of space. I'm constantly fighting with Brian over at Singapore. You know, where are the quarter units? And he keeps telling me, you know, the emails, oh, the little bit come next month. Calm down, the little bit, calm down. I'm like, Brian, I need my margin cases. Come on, you're busting my job, you know. And so, I'm running out of space here.
How many Hot Toys do we need to be a pro? Right now, here's the thing too. I like how Andre answered. Number
42.
Great reference. Great reference.
Nobody here is saying that we're pros. What I was trying to
what
I was trying to say is you have these people who want to act like they're pros and hardcore experts. They know anything and everything when it comes to collecting, and they portray themselves off that way, you know, or they try to talk a big game about they have a huge collection and then they get called out.
So it's not look, folks. Look, I'll try to see if I can break down the algorithm.
I do want to bring this up because we talking the talk, right? And we're also walking the walk. Right?
The formula consists of volume, time retention. So let's say there is no definitive number. It's like so let's say somebody buys 100 Hot Toys and they pop out of nowhere, right? They go right on YouTube, they have 100 figures, and then they're telling you what the top 10 figures of 2023 are. Whoa, calm down, dude. Who the fuck are you? I've never heard of you before. What have you done? What have you done to earn the experience of the community? So I think the number can float anywhere between 20 and above, but it's the formula. It really is intertwined with the experience and then the benefit that you can potentially help others and bring to the community. Not just these are the top 10 figures of the year, and then half of your list are Grail exclusives that were timed out within minutes that you decided to go through a third-party reseller, you know, like a backdoor purchase, that's not available to the general masses. That to me, I probably would frown upon because you're building a list that are figures that are not readily available to others. So that's honestly it's a very open-ended question. There's not, but I definitely would say time experience is definitely built into that. Yeah, because I think everybody, as long as you provide it, dude, I've always said, Ryan, Nate, I've always told you guys, as long as you provide a benefit to the community, as long as if you're asking the audience to sit and listen to you, what can you bring to the table?
And like you said, you're going to have those that are going to hate watch you all the time. Like there's people everywhere right now,
right here.
No. There's people hate watching us right now because it's just that's just what it is. And all fairness, you're just racking up Nate and Denobi's view ticker right now. Like you're just racking it up. Like have fun. Like, you know, there's no bad or good. There's no good or bad. You're just contributing to the views on YouTube.
I want more.
Just keep racking up. Just keep racking the viewer up. Rack the minutes up. That's all you're doing is racking up the minutes. So there's nothing wrong. It is what it is. It's, you know
what that reminds me of with the hate watchers. That part in the Star Trek Generations movie when Data gets like that chip where he hates the drink, but he keeps drinking it and he's smiling and he's like, I hate this drink.
Star Trek Generations.
But that's Denobi. That goes back to
I don't know, but I really hate this drink.
But Denobi, that goes back to the point that I was talking about, is that there's just a lot of stuff out there nowadays with the YouTubers, and it's like it's boring shit, but people still watch it. Hey, listen, you want to watch the entertainment? Go ahead and watch it. You know, I mean, people going to watch
There's
stuff.
still a few people that I tend to watch within the one.
Well, and that's a shame though, because there's people like
it's not as
for
much
example-
anymore though. It's shrunk, but
no, it's shrunk. But there's like
like your mafia, so still holds water as far as like his advice. But at the end of the day,
I listen to Mafia.
I
I'm
said
alert.
before, he did drop a hot take that I was not happy with, and that was the RoboCop, and we did criticize on that. So
I still listen to Mafia. It's just when he talks Star Trek, I usually just leave. So it's.
But like there's just other people out there. Like I found other people that are on YouTube doing stuff like MRC. He's a staple. He does reviews. He's doing reviews, great stuff. Boston Collectors does great stuff. TK421 Collectibles does great stuff. There's just other. I've been noticing other channels that are like not as quote unquote popular, because I feel like when people say the community, there's just certain names that pop up there automatically that are just there, and then, like there's other people that are doing great work. They're staying out of the shadows probably because they want to. They're just doing their thing, having fun, making content, and that's the kind of stuff that I'm watching now when I get a chance to. But
for me, for this question, I feel that it's not about the numbers; it's more of the sacrifice. How much are you sacrificing to maintain your collection, to maintain a presence in, within the community? What you like Denobi said, what you're providing to the community. I feel there has to be that level of sacrifice. Like for me, like I've always been saying, OT for the HT. I live and breathe that, to maintain my collection.
Dude, and people think he's not.
And if people think that's a joke, no,
he's not joking. He's not.
Yeah, I'd be every morning. I'd be like trying. Mr. Mom messages me every morning. Hey, are you free to talk at 6? No, I gotta stay 2 hours for OT.
I leave for work at 6. I get to work from 6 to 7 is my drive. Nate usually leaves at 6, so we happen to talk in the morning for an hour. It just kills the time. And he'll be like, OT, can't talk. And I was like, all right, no problem. Or no, and I'll know, like when he gets OT, those extra 2 hours, that's like another NRD he's putting down on something. I just know it is, or I just know that it is. So the OT for the HT, he, that's his phrase, but he lives and breathes it. And I definitely try to make sure you don't burn out over there, my friend, because don't burn out.
10 points to Logic Blaster. I agree with you. I do watch the smaller channels. I tend to learn. I learn. Remember I said I watch channels for benefit? I absolutely learn a lot from entry-level collectors that come in and see what direction they're buying or what they think is important. So I find that fascinating. To me, that's information that I can assimilate and that I can use to better curate my collection. So I actually do enjoy watching.
I think that there's certain YouTubers that just get stale over time, because it's the same song and dance. Like you guys watch your, same stuff over and over again, but they get stale. It is what it is. It's like watching a TV show. So,
brother Cousins in the house. Yeah, we mentioned your stream a week ago. You're talking about the tap dancing stream or something like that. I can't.
Was that his? I was going to say, because I didn't mention Jay. I'm like, I didn't mention brother.
I didn't mention it. Was it?
I didn't mention him. Was that the tap dance? Was that the chorus line live stream? Nate, was that the one? I don't remember.
I remember that stream had a few folks just talking about how they're curating their collection as far as like tap dance and what have you. And then there's one clip I remember. I guess Lael was talking about certain clips and certain words are going to be used over time throughout the YouTube community, right? Especially the tap dancing quote. It's being used everywhere now, thanks to Denobi.
TM. No, it is what it is out there. What do we have, Nate? We have what? Are we down to 45 days till the end of the year?
Yeah.
What do we have, like 40 days till Christmas?
Yeah.
I'm skimming through Sideshow's page right now, and there's just figures on here, man, that like Shazam, Black Adam,
and ATR,
Toby,
Cobb Banff, Toby.
What else? Dead Strange.
Dead Strange.
Oh Jesus.
The Valkyries, the Thors.
Are those coming out for this year? Because I know ATRT. I keep being told that's a big vehicle that's coming out. There's a few others, right? Is there?
What about Riva?
Riva, the Attack of Clones figures.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of shit that can be dumped in the next 30 days.
Oh, that's right. The
new
Vaders,
Groot.
Kenobis.
Don't forget Baby Groot.
Baby Groot.
Darth
We
Vader
still got-
from Obi-Wan.
We only got 45 days, right? So that's going to be a lot of.
Oh, the Kenobi line, right? The Darth Vader and then
Damage
Kenobi.
Vader.
Yeah.
Oh, what about everyone's favorite, Buzz Lightyear?
Buzz Lightyear from Star Command.
Yo.
That's not out yet, is it?
Yo.
No, it's not.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Me and Nate were on the phone one morning and we were like, everyone was hoping for Robert Pattinson Batman. And I think we both were like, dude, we hope just like Buzz Lightyear drops. Just to piss people off.
Is that going on 2 years? That's going on 2 years, isn't it? I want to. Yeah, that's a long.
December 23 to January 24.
Yeah, but when was it?
I don't know.
announced?
That's
It
been
was
out for a minute.
2021 when the movie came out, right?
Yeah.
Right, the movie came out in 2021. So that's an old ass pre-order. That's stewing there. In
That's
the
like
background.
the Bat Cycle, which was predicted and that never came.
Yep. No, I think they're going to hold out on that because there's no way Hot Toys wants to drop the Bat Cycle without the Patterson.
Yeah, but I almost feel like it's coming down to Hot Toys and InArt. Like,
but that's $1,000 ticket though. That's $1,000. I mean,
well,
that'll wipe out.
That is a
That'll wipe out a
$1,000
third of. That'll wipe out a third of the entry level collectors out there. You have a trifecta like that. You have Robert Pattinson with the flashlight, the Bat Cycle, and then you throw in who's the other one? Was there how many figures are in that line? That
It's just Batman.
Just Batman.
Okay,
Batman.
so you know what? Hell, throw in the 2.0 Bane or the Catwoman just to piss everybody off.
Yeah.
There you go.
So let me ask you guys a question then. If you had to choose, because I'm fascinated by this, between the InArt Batman and the Hot Toys Batman, if you had a blinking guess, which one do you think is going to get released physically first? Which one would you
Hot
guess?
Toys.
Hot Toys.
Hot Toys.
Well, we'll get the first influencer batches from InArt,
Yep,
right?
exactly.
Sorry.
Well, I'm sure Big Bretta will sneak one out of like the back door of the production facility or something, or he's gonna knock on the tin door behind the kid labor facility. I'm here for brothers and Batman.
You know what's funny? People thought that the influencer batch
what is the password?
InArt wasn't true. I'm like, y'all need to open up.
That pissed a lot of people off, man. A lot of people pissed off about that, which is what it is.
Did they ever find him? The rep from InArts. What's his name? John. Did they ever find him? I thought he disappeared. Did he disappear?
Probably in Cancun, Mexico, spending everybody's pre-order money.
Wait, didn't he do some streams a while back already?
Yeah.
He did some streams, right?
That was
He did
it.
his roundabout streams like he
I
usually
should have
does.
called it. I knew they're all in there. I knew they're all in there. I knew they're all there listening. I knew Brett was. I just, this is my name. Of course. You bet your ass. I'll get this first. It'll be good. It'll be a good reveal.
Well, I hope Bretta gets it first before Will. That's what I'm hoping for.
I don't know. He'll get it, and then like the rest of the community will get it like 8 months later during summertime or some shit. Everybody...
We can't have Will doing another unboxing.
By then, InArts
unboxing
would've-
like he did with the Gandalf.
Yeah, I you shall not pass. You shall not get your pre-order. Why does anyone care who gets the figure? I don't care. I don't have any interest in that. In the Robert Pattinson, I didn't pre-order any of that. I would love to get. I look forward to getting the Robert Pattinson Batman. But look, folks, I know better. I didn't paint myself into a corner. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy.
No,
all that Nate, you pre-ordering that do bag. Dude, you're bonkers, man. That's a big
I am bonkers.
Oh, no, Nate, how many? Wait, no. Denobi, rephrase that.
How many? How
it's
many?
do backs.
Yeah, how many?
Two backs.
Two
What do you
backs.
got,
Two
farm
backs.
going on? What do you?
He's got 3 of them.
Are you farming them? What are you?
Yeah,
you
I'm gonna have a little farm. I'm gonna have a
you
little
gonna breed them?
a little nursery,
They're gonna be in his backyard in a cage.
One male, one female. To keep providing the
Hybrids. He's trying to create hybrids
breeding.
with the
Yeah.
with the blurgs and the dewbacks. He's trying to create a blurg back.
Let me get a Photoshop picture of Nate. You riding a dewback.
Which Robert Pattinson Batman is more affordable? Is it the in-arts or is it the
Neither.
Hot Toys?
Hot Toys.
Hot toy. Yeah, everyone's gonna get the Hot
Well,
Toys.
the thing is, because is it?
So
Well,
Denobi,
I
the
haven't
interesting
seen
thing
on the in-arts
well,
yet, right?
Here's the
Because of
thing.
the pre-order number.
I would
I
say
don't
Here's
it
the
depends
thing,
on the
Denobi.
SKU.
Here's the thing that's interesting right now about the whole thing is that they're both, not to say are they both sold out? The in-art one's sold out. If you and when I say sold out, by the way, if you go through a reputable like 1/6 kit, not like Toys Blunderland or something like that. So the in-art one's sold out. What I'm interested in is that people like are going to get one and probably be like, if someone gets the Hot Toys one and let's say they're disappointed, it's like you already picked your team. You know what I'm saying? Like you're kind of stuck with where you want to go, because I don't think anyone's going to give up their blurg and dewback and just won't split.
You don't know that.
I think the economical version is gonna win public opinion. Everybody
You never
is
know
overwhelmed.
Hot Toys Nightmare until you try. It's how we got donkeys.
That's
how we got dogs.
Everybody is extremely overwhelmed, and so tough choices. Nate, tough.
Well, no, you're stuck with what you get. If
Mhm.
you get the Hot Toys one and you don't like it, you're stuck with that. So
yeah, and then besides, I mean, the in-art Robert Pattinson Batman, it'll probably just tip over anyway, right? You put it on the table and just
because you
I
know
already
the
seen
magnets.
photos. That's ridiculous.
The magnets is going to fall over.
Yeah.
it'll
So I
Howard
wanted to
Chan
bring
went
this
in
up.
there. Howard Chan went in there, knocked everything over, and ran out next morning.
So, Mr. Mom, I wanted to bring this up because I don't want you to forget this. Remember when I asked you on the way home, right?
Oh God!
The whole situation with the difference between influencers getting their influencer batch and the influencers in the gaming community getting their video games first, their video game review.
There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference because
that
the shit
doesn't bother
sold.
me though, Nate.
Well,
I don't care if they get it. I don't care if they get the stuff early. I just want transparency.
Well, there's not transparency.
I agree with that, Nobi, but I do want to hear what Mr. Mom has to say.
Well, no. There's a couple things to dissect from. Number one, there's no transparency because there's I did a poll on my YouTube channel, and there was like a couple hundred, like I don't know, 150 people, whatever, voted, and the majority of the people felt. I think the numbers were like 60. It was like 60-50. It was like 60-40 or whatever it was. That people were like, you know what? They'd rather just like there be really no influencer batches and just let everyone get them because influencers are getting them early. And a lot of them are like, and there's going to be a batch of people that are like, and it's interesting with in-art because by the time the influencers get them, the figures are sold out. So there's really no influence at that point because it's not like they're really going to be available in a few months from now where it's like, check out this figure on like a Hot Toys figure where sometimes, you check out a video for a Hot Toys review, you could still then decide, do I want to buy that figure or not? In-art's pretty much done. Like the Robert Pattinson Batman, it's been sold out for a while now. So I just feel like and I feel like a lot of people in the community feel the same way. At the time when I was looking at the groups, they were like, people were pissed because there's a very big disconnection from when there's a quote unquote influencer batch versus when the general public gets their figure. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, they're trickling them in. When you look at other stuff in general, it's usually only influencers are like 2 to 3 weeks apart, which I don't think would be a big deal. I'm just saying for the average person who buys this stuff, they're waiting months and they're seeing all these people get stuff. And I will not name names because genuine people hit me up who are other YouTubers. I will not name names. People are like, oh, it's all bullshit, that have DM'd me when I posted stuff saying, yeah, it's kind of fucked up that people are getting like the Gandalf and they're not even a fan of Lord of the Rings, and they have these figures and it's like, oh, it's because it's part of that whole system. So it is what it is. I got no skin in the game in those figures because I don't care. I pre-ordered 2 in-art figures. I have the Superman and I have the Harry Potter figure. Those are the 2 that I pre-ordered. I do have those pre-ordered with 1/6 kit. I personally don't care anymore if I get a Superman early. I did, but it just seems like everyone who had a coupon code with 1/6 kit got their shit early. And it's like, cool, but it's like, the average person who spent the same amount of money, it's like they were pissed off. And I was just kind of feeding off of what I saw in the Facebook groups because people are like, yeah, but like, when are you getting this in? And 1/6 kit was always putting up comments like, I don't know I don't know when I'm getting these in. You'll know when you get an invoice, and then an influencer pops up with a video review the next day. I'm just saying, like, it didn't look good. The visual, like, it didn't look good when someone puts up a review.
The transparency didn't look good.
Yeah, the transparency didn't look good. So I kind of felt bad for those who pre-ordered those figures. And there's going to be people who are like, tough shit, deal with it. Okay, I'm glad that you have that mentality, but not everyone else does. Like, everyone has, it's different mentalities for everything. So I just think that when it comes to the in-art stuff, there's a little bit of too much of a disconnect from when the influencers are getting their figures versus the everyday collector, just like the average Joe who pre-ordered stuff. There's too much of a gap. Like, Denobi jokes on it, but like, it happened with the Joker. I mean, they released a few figures. I remember it was in December to hit their quote unquote goal of like, we got this out. But realistically, how many months later was it until like it finally got flooded into the market? It was like 4 or 5 months. It was like 3 or 4 months later. It was. And it's just like,
it's like almost a little over 5
months. And I felt that, and I felt
my kid didn't get his Joker until end of April.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, I just kind of feel bad for the collectors in that standpoint. I'm not trying to shit on anything per se. I think the system needs work. It's just that, where the channels, how everything is being funneled through is just, it just sucks, And
that's the only thing.
And then you see reviews for like, hey, I got this from 1/6. Yeah, and then you see people put up a video review. It's like, hey, I got this figure from 1/6 Kit. Well, tough shit. You can't even get it anymore. So it's been sold out. And that was the thing with the Harry Potter. And I wish I had the date. I wish I had it and I wish someone in the live chat could pull it up, because I pre-ordered Harry Potter the day Kit said he was cutting it off, and it was in September, I think it was. He said, on this date, I'm cutting off Harry Potter. So I said, you know what, shit, I'm going to get Harry Potter. But the thing was, though, I think his cutoff date was like 4 months prior. On paper, it was like 4 months prior. So it missed the cutoff window where he had to put a post up and say, hey, I'm cutting it off on this date. And I was like, shit, all right, I'm going to jump in and pre-order the Harry Potter figure. So like, even like all the dates are being all jumbled around. And like I said, I just felt bad because the feedback that I was seeing online at the time was like, the average people were pissed. They're like, well, where's my shit at? What's going on? And like Kit says, like, I got a small batch, this is where it is. And then it's like, you see a YouTuber put it up and it's like, oh, all right, that sucks. So
you get a YouTuber that gets it and then they can't dress the character properly, or they have the hat backwards on or something. You don't know what's going on. It's like,
or they put it up for a raffle or something like that to raffle it off.
Might as well have a Muppet just do the unboxing.
What was it when Zach thought that when you did the tab out video, and Zach thought that it was the Asmus one? Like, oh, that looks really good. Is that the new Asmus? He goes, no, that's it.
Again, folks, I don't care if influencers get the figures early. I just want a transparency and information not being omitted. So that's really what it is. It sends a bad message, right? Where you're like, oh, the Gandalf figure has been released. Oh, has it really? That's a little.
Then Denobi, like, goes back to, but then it goes back to what I said. It's that point of, do you care, or are you really thinking about what you're saying in a video? I'm not saying you, but that goes back to that point.
It's very deceptive. And then when
that's what I mean. Like, do they actually even give a shit? Honestly, at the end of the day, because they know people are going to watch it anyway and not care. And maybe something like that will be overlooked by the majority, where some people will look at it and say that is misleading, but the majority might not give a shit. So therefore, why would the influencer give a shit?
That's just a path to the dark side there.
Well, there you go. Well,
that's what separates business from passion.
Well, that's the big thing, is that when they realize there's no money to be really made in doing this, the next best thing is try to get free shit or get shit early. So that's, if you're not making money, they might as well get free shit or try to get shit early. It's one of the two.
Telling you, we should try to get sponsored by stuff that doesn't even matter.
Let's try Toys Wonderland.
I think that's the solution right there.
Let's get sponsored. Let's get sponsored by like
sponsored that what you're not practicing, or what, because at the end of the day, what I feel that if those that preach the loudest have the most to hide, constantly preaching about their woes or what have you, and
peace and unity.
Yeah, peace in the community. And also the toxic community. Preaching all that wham bam, thank you, ma'am. But then what you're hiding in the background, though? What are you hiding? How do we even know if you're paying for the figure or just borrowing it and then returning it if you can't be honest? That's the thing. I think that's the best solution right there. Just be honest. Just be honest. At that point.
Being honest,
asking too
unfortunately, is the
much.
hardest thing.
Is that
That's asking too much.
do you think that's happening?
Yes, it is.
The fake returns. Oh, the leg fell off, and then take advantage of Sideshow.
Well, no, I mean, let's be honest, and there's nothing wrong with it, but like,
but Sideshow has a return cap, meaning that if you after like 3 figures, if they feel that there's a pattern of you buying a figure and returning it, because yes, I know at one point in time there were individuals within the community that would buy a figure through Sideshow, review it, post it, rave about it, take photos, and then quickly return it to Sideshow on some bullshit excuse. But again,
or they raffle it on Instagram,
or they raffle it,
Easy does that,
or you just go to eBay and it happens to be there on eBay for sale.
Well, like an example, I mean, let's just call for what we see. Everyone sees it on Instagram if you follow. Dante does it, Man of Hot Toy Collectibles, and Easy Collectibles does it. They put figures up for raffles where you raffle off the figure. So they're doing, not all the figures, but they do a review. And then on the Instagram, $30 raffle spot, and then it's figures that they just reviewed a few days ago. It's like, oh, okay. So, I mean, it's just, if they're reviewing stuff that they don't want in the collection, so they're just going to probably buy it, raffle it, make the money back, and then eventually sift through the collection. I mean, that's just is what it is. Am I the only one that doesn't follow these people on Instagram? I mean, I'm not trying to say it's taboo, but if anyone follows,
the thing is, the laundry is out there. Right?
Yeah, it's not. I'm not like this is
doing the reviews, and then next day you see the raffle.
Yeah, this isn't hidden shit. I mean, it's out there. It's just no one wants to say it. Tough shit. Like, I want to tell you.
But I don't think I've seen Easy do it as much, because I think Easy is just
just posted something today.
He did? Oh my god! I thought he was out of the game.
Wait a minute, a video for sale?
No, he like an Instagram post where he sets up a raffle where there's like 15 spots, and then you buy in, and then.
But that's being he's running a racket. That's different. I don't.
Oh no, but what I'm saying is like that's an example of like you do a review on something. Yeah, I have nothing against
Easy's
that.
not doing reviews anymore.
He's not doing reviews. He's just a reseller in my book.
Yeah, but I have nothing against
that.
Comment forum or comment
the raffle.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. He does what he wants. You want to sell shit? I don't care. It's everyone does.
Yeah, he's not doing any. He doesn't. I love the guy, but I don't think I would take his opinion. He doesn't. He flip flops back and forth out of Hot Toys, so I don't know what to believe with him anymore.
And like
I thought he left and went to statues.
Yeah, he's doing statues anyway, so I don't take his opinion at heart anyway.
But
so,
I thought Easy left Hot Toys. I don't think he's doing anything else.
So I wouldn't take anything.
Yeah, I know he left. He went towards the statue game.
Yeah, he's doing statue. He's have you seen his latest videos or streams? Has a lot of statues, and
he's just a reseller now. I wouldn't. I know on occasion he jumps on Dante Manal Collectibles live stream, and they maybe share thoughts and opinions, but even that I wouldn't. It's hard to really take someone seriously if you're not vested within the community. So when you're having a live stream based off of like the 1/6 scale world and collection, and you're a panel member, you really have to think twice about listening to them or even taking their opinions to heart. So just what it is.
Yeah, you don't watch a 6 scale stream to get news about statues. It's kind of like going to a steakhouse and ordering the salmon.
There is options like that too.
No, I'm just saying,
No, I know what you're saying. I know, but literally, I've seen restaurants, they do offer like.
Yes, I know that, but I'm just using it as an example.
No, I do. I agree. Who
goes to a steakhouse and orders the fish?
Damn. Wow. So, Mr. Mom, what's your time looking?
It's 11:59 on the East Coast.
Yeah, 11:59 on the East Coast. Do you want to end it?
Let's do 10 minutes really quick because I have to go. Let's do 10 minutes on the Ghostbusters teaser.
Yes. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's. told Ryan earlier today when I first saw the trailer, and the opening part of the teaser, where the kids were on Coney Island, the people were at the fair, and the ocean's approaching them in the cloud. I'm not kidding. I really thought it was going to be like a Scooby-Doo, the Blackbeard, or like some haunted sea captain pulling up in a pirate ship or in some old vessel. I'm like, oh man, they're going down this campy route. So I'm glad that they didn't, because that was a nice little surprise that they're going with like an Ice Queen type deal.
Yeah, I thought
hey, before we get into it, how many of the HasLab 2s are you backing, Shinobi?
I just have 5 right now. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Why is that good or bad?
No,
I made a killing on the proton packs.
I know, because I remember when you got the proton packs, you got 5, and I was like, damn, I got 2, one for me, one for my kid. I can't imagine getting 5.
Yeah, and you saw what they're going for on eBay. So
yeah. No, I'm probably just, my kid doesn't want the trap. He says he's hoping that they'll do raised goggles because that's what he wants. So
you're not even backing one for prosperity. You're not even going to back one.
I'm going to back one.
I was going to say.
One. I'm going to back it because I want the trap and the PKE meter. He just wants to wait to see if we get raised goggles. But I'm going to back the PKE meter and the trap because I want that.
Yeah, the only reason I'm considering about backing a little bit more is because I want to keep. I may potentially want to keep 2 for myself, because I definitely do want to mod one of those ghost traps into the RC mod, because I know that there's going to be 3D printed harnesses. Cool. Yeah, you're going to be able to put the ghost trap literally on a 3D printed harness with the in an RC mode, and you're going to be able to achieve that. So I know that the Ghostbusters community, kit bashing community, they're creative as that, and they help everybody, and they're like, oh, here are the specs and so forth. So I know that the fact that you have a working ghost trap there with the opening doors and the lights and all that, I go, it's not that far off from being able to mod it. I want an RC ghost trap, and I know that's going to, but you know what? I've also said too that this is the first time we've gotten a sequel to HasLab. HasLab has never done sequels before. This is HasLab 2 for Ghostbusters. They potentially can still come out with HasLab 3 Ghostbusters, and they can print money with an RC ghost trap. I know they can. Yeah. There's no reason why nobody would want to have an RC version of a ghost trap. I just can't. Maybe throw in some other tchotchke little piece or some knickknack.
Raised goggles. Throw in raised goggles with it.
Yeah, but that to me would also. I mean, the Ghostbusters community has proven that they're willing to put their money, where their mouth is. So, yeah, and it's a good deal.
They can do the RC trap with raised goggles, because remember, Podcast found the goggles before he finds the RC trap car, and he puts on raised goggles, and he's messing around with them in the back seat.
All right.
Well, like I said, I think I was telling Denobi, it's a kit bash where it's the PKE meter from Afterlife, because it is a different PKE meter. It's not the original one.
It does.
And the trap is a versatile one that will have parts where it's a take on the Ghostbusters 1 trap, but there's pieces that can pop off and on to kind of make it look like the trap from Afterlife. So there's a little bit different, because they're very in the Afterlife mode, because the goggles that he wears are an upgraded version of the originals, because the goggles that he wears have the Polaroid camera where he took the photo. Remember, the photo came out, he took a Polaroid photo. Ray's didn't have those in the original. So it seems like they're very much on doing. That's why I don't think they're going to do an RC trap. I think that if they do another round, they're going to do a new proton pack, because they're using new proton packs in the new movie. They're doing a new proton pack.
That could also work as well too.
Because there's people already today that are already 3D printed. I was going to send you the screenshot, Denobi. They're already 3D printing the new components to the proton pack just off of the screen stills from what we have in the movie. Like, there's already people that have figured out the parts.
They already found the jacket too. They already found the red jacket.
Oh, the red jacket! I sent you a picture, Denobi. It's a $2,000 red jacket.
Yeah, Hasbro, the company, they've had a few misses with a couple of their eyepieces here, in their finance calls. I know they lost money with like the Indiana Jones line. The Marvel line has been taking a dip. So has the Star Wars line. So, but the Ghostbusters line, Hasbro has been
keeping it healthy, where people are reinvigorated, and it's helping. I think what they're doing is they're seeing where the prop community is going, and they're kind of seeing where like it's opening. Oh, I had thorough conversations about this. It's opening the door to people that could never do the ghost busting before because they're not going to walk around. I mean, you remember me walking around in New York City with that proton pack. It's like 50 plus pounds. And it's like it's giving people the opportunity to do it for Halloween, whatever it is. It's just opening up another door. So they're personally stupid if they stop doing Ghostbuster stuff. They're stupid.
It's a good deal. Like I know people think $2.99 is a lot, but you have to understand though. You have to understand though, but you have to explain to them why, because it's Matty Collector.
Well, Matty Collectors was the original that came out back in 2010 and 13, and that stuff is going for the trap alone. People are selling it used, respectively, for $400.
$400 to $500 was the average before
and the PKE meter.
Yeah,
even though the PKE meter is the original one, that's still $300-400, and that's old technology. That's not like it's still old stuff. I mean,
it's old stuff where the LEDs aren't going to be as bright. Because here's the thing: LED technologies, lights have come a long way.
Yes,
so to me, I see value. I'm like, oh, $2.99.
And not for nothing, a lot of cosplayers, like I know you made fun of me when we were out there. A lot of cosplayers who because I built my pack from scratch. But I stopped there. Like I originally wanted to do a trap, but I'm like, fuck that. I'm not building a trap anymore. Like I'm not doing that. I'm not wasting the money and the energy. Cause like once I built that pack for like a year, I was like, I need to close this chapter. I'm good. I'll move on to something else. And so like I would totally rock the trap on my hip, like walking around. So it's like, you know, it's just it can cost you a lot of money.
I want to add somewhere before I forget. The ghost trap from Matty Collector had spring doors.
Yeah.
This ghost trap is motorized doors. There's a big I'm telling you, Hasbro is giving you a lot for you know, for your bucks. There's a lot of value. So when I saw $2.99, I'm like, oh my god, this is a deal.
People have to realize, like in the movie, the cable and the foot pedal actually did nothing. It was just, you know, it was there as a prop. But this one, it actually works.
Well, that's why it's a throwback to the original. It's a throwback to the original GB1 where the pedal actually was more.
Yeah, exactly.
Old
what
school.
I'm saying. Like, and this one, the pedal actually it functions. You know, it's not
So
movie
they were
magic where
smart.
they push on the pedal and then somebody else opens the trap. They developed it to where when you connect the cable and push the pedal down, it actually activates the trap.
Yeah, no, they were smart to do the trap and the PKE, and then obviously I think did it hit all its tiers yet? I know it's hit. It's like
it hit the first tier. It's almost at the second tier.
It'll hit it on the 11th hour. I'm not too worried about it.
Dude, it hit the first tier in less than 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and there's people out there. I mean, no shame to Denobi whatsoever. There's people that were posting in because I'm in a lot of the build groups that like literally bought 10 of them. Like no lie, like 10, and people were giving them shit, but they're like, it's not. Here's the difference with the HasLab. It's not like they're saying we're only making 10,000. So like if someone buys 10 of them, like they're making as many as what people are buying them, as long as they hit the quota. So like if someone buys 10 of them, it's not like they're robbing a spot for somebody else. You can go in and buy it right now. Like if they sell 30,000 of these things, so they're making as many as what people are willing to buy. So like if someone goes in and buys 15 of these things, they're not robbing 14 other people of slots.
It's open right now to the public.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
December 10th, 11:59 p.m.
Yeah.
So whatever the number is up until that point, like you said, like let's say they get 50,000, they're gonna make 50,000. They're not gonna cut anybody off.
Yeah, I already mentioned that the ghost trap, I'm gonna mod it. I mean, the fact that you can look inside the ghost trap, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna cob LED. I'm gonna add some high watt voltage to that. I mean, you should not, if you stare inside the ghost trap, you should go blind. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Exactly what I'm going to do.
I probably would want to put a smoke kit in mine so it smokes.
Oh, there you go. Like a little vape kit.
Yeah, they make them already. So I'm just waiting for someone to make them.
Vape kits.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I never put one in my pack, but I wanted to put a
y'all,
vape kit.
Y'all gonna have some fun, man. I
That's
can't wait
what I'm saying. Yeah.
I can't wait to see that the remote ghost trap.
But Denobi, I mean, I know this is like CGI, but like how cool is it? Like we were technically there. Like that's pretty cool. Like the firehouse, like seeing it, like pretty neat.
Yeah, it's very surreal that I was there and being able to just dress up in New York. I mean, how many people can say they got to dress up, go to New York as a Ghostbuster, and then visit the firehouse? It was very surreal. It was cool. I had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And I learned a lot, man. I learned a lot from that. I mean, those packs are heavy as shit. So to walk around with a proton pack and a ghost trap, oh boy, it's gonna be a number. So,
all my years of military have trained me for that moment.
now, Ryan, the Ecto one we see in this teaser trailer, I'm assuming it's just a cleaned up version of the Afterlife. Is that what it is?
It's newer. They changed a couple things to it.
Yeah,
You
they
pause
moved stuff around right there. Stop.
The silver tubes right there are originally blue. Like if you look at yours, those two hoses.
Yeah.
They're blue. Now they're silver. Okay. The most distinguishing feature is the red racing stripes. So they took the red fin and they ran it all the way up the front of the car. So it looks like racing stripes. So that red fin extends all the way up. And then also there's a dome on top of the car. It looks like a dome that opens up. It's right there. It looks like either a ghost trap or something's going to shoot out of it. It looks like a dome that they added. Those are the most distinguishing features so far on the car.
This is supposed to be the Afterlife one. Because remember,
this is the Afterlife one.
Because Winston says, "Don't worry, girl, we're gonna."
This is the one that he cleaned. Yes, yeah.
Can you rewind it? I want to see if I can see the other side of the vehicle, the right side, Nate. Can you go a couple frames? Okay. Okay. So
see the red stripe.
That right there, the stripe. But the suicide door is there, so the gunner seat is still in this.
Yeah, no, it's the Afterlife car.
Okay, so the gunner, the suicide door is still there. That's what I was looking at.
Because it's just Winston. He cleaned it up.
Okay.
Yep. Remember at the end of
so
Afterlife,
it's just a little few minor mods and
Yeah, pretty much. He got the car up and running.
I don't think I don't think you'll see another car.
I don't think we're gonna see a Blitzway reissue. I really don't.
Yeah, because I thought Blitzway lost the license.
Yeah.
Star Ace, because Star Ace is
Star Ace has it, and I think they got it right after they had started production. I think this is it.
Question, Denobi, could Blitzway still have the license, but only on the vehicle side?
They potentially could, yes, because that probably would be a little bit different. But I'm under the impression it's Star Ace or bust.
That's what I think it is right now.
And here's the thing too. I don't think they made a lot of units. I don't think they made a huge. They got hit with some QC issues on it, the second Ecto one, and then they didn't sell a lot. I mean, both versions on eBay are still going above chase price. So I don't think we'll see another one. I really don't. I never assume it, and I know that seems to be that type of assumption is like when I hear people say, well, maybe Blitzway will do another Ecto one. When I hear that, I hear someone say, perhaps I'll win the lottery. I don't have to work. Like, you never assume that in this profession.
I really don't think so. Because given, like I said, when my buddy who was there on the inside back in the day, like when he was telling me that it was just nothing but nightmares for the company, I don't see them going through that shit again. After what he was telling me, what they were going through. I don't think so. I actually think Blitzway was happy that they got rid of the license after like the ordeal.
Everyone can buy the poo-poo
drama
versions.
For, Afterlife, and how they were trying to get Murray and Aykroyd to actually sign off on the likeness, but they wouldn't. So I think they're just like, good, we're done. I don't think they want to deal with that anymore.
Yeah, because there's no money without the Ghostbusters. If you can't get the actors to sign off, then what's the point? You can only milk the vehicle so many times. So
I mean, literally, you could, if somebody went back and did the 1A from 2, people would buy it. And then even if this
if they do an Ecto 1A, I'd buy that.
Even if this one does come out, people will buy it. The only thing is, though, is it going to be the right scale to the Blitzway one? Because if not, it's going to look weird in your collection that you have a giant 1/6 scale Ecto 1, and then you got one that's smaller.
Like how I have the Eagle Moss 1/8 one.
Yeah, yeah. I'm content. I've got both versions. If they release another one, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But right now,
I'm with you in that same boat too. I'm happy. I missed out on the original one, but I got the Afterlife one, and I'm content with that.
I'm cool with the Afterlife one. But if we get a new one, I'm cool with that too. I'll probably. I don't have a clean one, so if Blitzway out of nowhere drops the third rendition, I'll get it at this point. I'll pick it up.
I'll pick it up too. Yeah. I mean, I'm not expecting it because I'm happy with the Afterlife one, But I mean, if it does come, it'll be a welcome surprise, and I'll get it.
So play the teaser. So I'm not looking forward to buying Mom and Paul Rudd as Ghostbusters. That there's nothing fun about that to me. I'm gonna enjoy it. I think the movie looks fun. I think it'll be an interesting. It'll be just like the first one. It'll be just a family, very simple, fun
I
little
want the
story.
old man Ghostbusters. I want them as old people.
Yeah.
I want the original crew.
I still feel that there's going to be challenges trying to market this film as far as characters, as far as action figures. Like this right there, this whole lineup
That's
here.
what I said to you, though. That's what I said about it.
Well,
You know,
would you buy
people
all
are
these?
saying that they found this jacket and it's $2,000. But I went to one of the forums today, and there were people that found jackets that were identical to it,
For
but
$60.
cheaper. One dude found it for 60, another for $295, $895.
Yeah,
So
I'm good with that.
I'm cool with the $60.
Someone made a joke. They're like, "Oh, so someone made a joke. They're like, oh, so you're going to tell me that the new cosplay is going to be wearing winter jackets in the summer when this movie comes out, and everyone's sweating their balls off? Oh, it makes sense. Like that's the new cosplay."
The movie was pushed to when? Because I know it was originally meant for Christmas. This was a Christmas film.
No,
it was supposed to be a Christmas film because of the winter thing, but because of the
it would make sense. You go for Christmas, and then you go see the Ghostbusters. So what's the new date now, though? Do we have an official date now? Because it was not for this year.
The teaser doesn't say it, but I believe it's
so we don't even know.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. So Ryan, would you buy this whole lineup right here? Would you buy them?
I'm torn. I'm keeping my mouth shut because I have a very difference of opinion versus everybody else about it. So it's like
it's coming out March 29th, 2024.
So for me, Ghostbusters really means, like, of all the IPs, like Ghostbusters really does mean a lot to me. And so I think I talked to you about it, Denobi. Like when Afterlife came out, I enjoyed the movie. I saw it in theater. I own it on iTunes. I probably watched the movie only like twice since because it's like it's enjoyable, but it's like if I'm gonna watch Ghostbusters, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back and watch one or two, like the originals. That's just what I grew up with. I think that with Afterlife, given the circumstances of like, because everyone knows that like Bill Murray held out way too long, and that those who know that like the Ghost game, that is what Dan Aykroyd considers to be Ghostbusters 3. The video game that came out like 10 years ago, like that's considered Ghostbusters 3. Like he meant that to be the script. And so it sucks that, I think I told you, I think Bill Murray came back for some guilt after Harold Ramis passed away. Cause like
I think he came back for guilt and the fact that he's been canceled.
Well, first one's guilt and the second one is, first one was guilt. So I think given the circumstances, and then when Ivan Reitman passed away too, I think Afterlife was the best movie we were going to get given the circumstances, like with everything involved.
Plus
like
he got fired from his last film for lawsuits. Bill Murray got fired off his last film.
Well, that's the new one you're talking about. But like say with Afterlife, I enjoyed the movie. It was very sentimental at the end of it. It was a great, overall. But like I'm not sitting there saying I'm going to watch this movie 1,000 times. It wasn't what it was. So when I saw this, I was like, I really enjoyed the idea of like watching them grow up. But now I said the thing to you is that I never like it when they just like, let's throw more cast members into it. Like, why the fuck is Patton Oswalt in this movie? Like, I can't stand Patton Oswalt personally. Like, but I'm like, you're giving us just like all these other characters. I'm like, yo, like now
Patton Oswalt is usually like a lower dump guy.
I get it, but it's like you and like
but we don't have a Louis Tully though, Ryan. I mean,
they brought back what's
Paul Rudd is supposed to be the
Paul Rudd is supposed to be Peter Venkman. He's supposed to be.
And then we also got what's his name coming back, which they didn't show us podcast in this yet. They didn't show us podcast, and they also didn't show us, which they're saving him for probably the next trailer, is Walt Peck, because he came back. The
podcast
character
is the smart guy in the chair. He's kind of like what's his name from the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, kind of like that. But I just think that like there's just so, and then there's the other guy from who's the other character, the other guy that they showed that's from
they pretty much turned this into like it's like a 12-man team of Ghostbusters.
And then they just threw proton packs on anybody. Like all of a sudden, Phoebe's mother is like she's strapped up with the goggles. I'm like, okay, it's like. I mean, I'm all for it, but I'm like, I got to see more.
But she's Ghostbusters heir, though, Ryan. Jesus.
Her dad is.
If anybody deserves a proton pack, it's.
I understand that. I'm just saying, I'm showing that this is a very beloved franchise.
I know it is, but she's family now, Ryan.
Well, I don't mind picking up these figures.
Family now.
Right?
No one cares about no one cares about the figures right now.
I do. I want some figures for my damn freaking Ecto-1.
I just want to see
wanted
those
Phoebe.
proton
All
packs.
I wanted was Phoebe to put in the gunner's chair from the first movie. That's the only 1/6 scale character I wanted.
Well,
I
well,
want Paul Rudd and the 3 OGs, and I'll be happy.
yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah, the 3 OGs
Yeah.
and Paul Rudd, that'd be nice.
What's
But the
what's
thing
glowing
is,
in their
if
coat?
we
Anybody know
if
what's
we don't get a
glowing?
Paul Rudd,
There's a gizmo that they have that's lit up.
I'm gonna use my.
Yeah.
If we don't get a Paul Rudd, I'm gonna kit bash my Ant-Man.
Dude, Paul Rudd is like.
I'm gonna kit bash my Ant-Man with the chiclet mouth.
I accept Paul Rudd. I can accept Paul Rudd. He's strapped up with a pack.
Dom Toretto's getting a pack too.
Well,
Like,
Ryan's
I
going off on the mom. I'm like, she's family, you know. I mean, her dad is Egon Spangler. I mean, you know, if family can't inherit the pack,
Hey, to be fair, and I got a receipt, Denobi. I did tell you if I see more of it later, I have no problem retracting how I feel now. That's just like if they come out and say, "Hey, guys, guess what? We're gonna do a brand new Back to the Future movie. We're gonna redo Back to the Future." How would you feel about that? Like, let's be real. That's how I feel about it right now.
How about you take that back and not put that into the ether? How about you retract that statement?
you know, it's either this or Ghostbusters 2016 with like the fat chicks. So I don't know what else. I don't know what.
They weren't all fat, Denobi. Dear Lord.
All right, big bone.
I went to watch Ghostbusters, but all I found was four
Can I tell you guys how many
marshmallow
times
men running
Can
around.
I tell you
with
guys though
proton
how many times I
packs.
get pissed off when I'm on TV, I'm browsing through, and like I forget what channel it is, and it just says Ghostbusters. I'm like, oh, I'll watch it, but it doesn't tell you because it's called Ghostbusters Answer the Call. But my TV doesn't tell me that; it just says Ghostbusters. So when I go to click on it, I think I'm watching the old one, and then that one pops up. I'm like, ah, fuck, and I have to turn it off. So I get catfished by that one all the time on TV. That's really upsetting. I don't even think I've seen that full movie, the original Ghostbusters, the 2016 version.
Proton packs.
Don't worry, you're not missing anything.
No, the guns are different. The guns are different too.
Oh, the guns are different. Oh, they've winterized.
I think that they're going to shoot something out that's winterized. Yes.
So you know how you had to take the snow speeders and adapt them to Hoth.
Well, look at the front rod.
That's what they did.
Well, the clear tube is larger.
That's what I'm saying, and it's wrapped with something. You can see.
Yeah, right where his hand is. There's like a yellow hazard thing on there. I wish you could get a picture of the back of the pack too.
They added like a heat source or something.
Yeah.
To keep the packs from freezing out.
Phoebe's got the PKE meter. The mom's got Ray's goggle system. The new one.
This is the new one. This is how you market. This is how you convince us schmucks to buy this merch. Because
that's what I'm saying. I think HasLab's going to do another proton pack.
You know what? If the proton packs are winterized, yeah. Think about it. Think about.
Did you see that they're yellow now? They're black and yellow.
What's black and yellow?
The proton pack. They're black and yellow.
Whoa!
Well,
like I gotta get
with Khalifa version, black and yellow, black and yellow.
It's black and yellow.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
New proton pack.
Black and yellow proton pack. Black and yellow proton pack.
I wonder what they're using for the ghost containment chamber. Do you think it's still in the firehouse, or did it expire? I'm assuming they were brand new ghosts.
They're using the fat Ghostbuster chicks to contain them.
Well, probably as a paperweight to sit on it so it doesn't explode. I'm assuming that's what they would.
Just tell them, imagine it's a Twinkie.
Damn it, Dan Aykroyd! I swear to God, he is a national treasure. You cannot. It's like if you see him there blessing it, you know you're at least in the right direction. I mean, you can't have anybody more cookier than that.
He loves this shit.
He is so.
He loves this shit, and Bill Murray can care less.
He loves it. Dan Aykroyd loves this stuff.
That's exactly what
skulls,
it is,
baby. The crystal skulls.
Yeah. That crystal skull with vodka, right?
I think with the issue, like when they're having trouble getting a likeness, I bet you Aykroyd was cool with it because Ernie Hudson was cool. He signed off immediately.
He's got nothing going on. He's
having work. But what I was told was that Ernie Hudson signed off immediately, but they had issues. But I guarantee you, Dan Aykroyd would have probably been cool if Murray would have been cool with it. If Murray would have been like, all right, let's do it, and not been like, oh, I want more money on that. I bet you Dan Aykroyd would have been like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. But I think what it was is, I think what it was.
I wonder if the chat. I wonder if the chat knows this. Does anyone in the chat, and also if you guys want to mention it, just keep it hush hush. I don't know. It depends. I don't know if you guys know. Are you aware Dan Aykroyd was also in a classic sort of little team up in a way with another famous iconic character.
Chris Farley? Hell yeah, Tommy Boy.
From the 80s.
Zelensky Auto Parts.
No. From the 80s. Whatchamacallit?
Chevy Chase.
No. It has to deal with Harrison Ford.
Oh, you're talking
Nate,
about Indiana Jones.
Nate, I sent you a
There
photo.
you go. Indiana Jones.
About Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Dan Aykroyd's in the first one, isn't it?
Nate, I sent you a quick
second
photo.
Second one. Yeah.
Well, the second one is actually the first one. Well, in a way, you are right. The second one is the prequel to the whole series. So it's Temple of Doom, then Indiana Jones and the Ark, and then so on.
Yeah. I was going to say, yeah, because I saw Dan Aykroyd. Because me and my kid were watching that like a month ago, and we actually rewound that because I was like, is that Dan Aykroyd?
Nate, pull up the photo I sent you real fast to show Denobi.
Yeah, I see it now.
It's blurry as shit, Denobi, but I think you can make do with what it is because someone took it. You see it for a split millisecond in the trailer, but it's a back picture of the proton pack, and you see like the bumper guard is actually yellow, so they're adding different color elements onto it. It's actually pretty cool.
Winterized.
I wonder if they're taking the stickers off and then just adding new paint.
I do like the red coats. I do like the red winter.
Yeah,
coats.
$2,000 red coats. That's the first thing I saw. I was like, oh, I want to grab one of those. I was like,
they do look badass still, but yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna wait till I find out what those coats really are, and then I'm gonna hit up some people in Korea. I'm gonna get them straight from the factory.
Where could you? But it doesn't even snow in New York very.
No,
often.
it's not even worth having. I'm good with my hoodie.
Yeah, I mean, what metro city snows that you can actually go out and call?
You would need to be hoping for a blizzard to wear one of those.
Yeah,
things.
Chicago, you can get away with it. Chicago snows.
See like the yellow.
Oh.
And they made it a triangle. So like that bumper guard goes straight across, but see the piece that goes down. So they made it a three piece. So it's a triangle piece bumper.
Hasbro's gonna make another one.
They're
gonna make accessory pieces.
Here's the kicker: it has to be significantly different.
And then look at the hazard tape on top. So there's definitely some changes too.
Because and this is, and I'll explain to you, because if the modifications aren't drastic enough, it's something that regular Joe Schmoes like me and Ryan, we can then whip up on our own.
Dude, they're already 3D. People already took this piece alone, or 3D printing this thing.
See what I mean? Yeah. So it has to be.
If you go to Etsy, there's already people there offering.
People are already designing this thing.
Yeah.
It's already,
so that's what I'm saying. The pack has to be significantly altered to justify. Because it wouldn't bother me. I sold my surplus. I made a killing on the proton packs. So, but for Hasbro to do another campaign with it, the packs have to be radically different. So,
that's why in the behind the scenes footage, they posted some behind the scenes footage a couple of weeks back, and one of the kids, who's the kid, the one that's in Stranger Things, I can't think of his name, the older kid, the brother, the one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He was holding, which I was hoping for. I wanted it to be the HasLab personally. He was holding one of the slime canisters from Ghostbusters 2. So it's very possible the slime tanks, like, dude, if they even make an appearance, like if HasLab made the slime tanks,
the slime 2, proton pack, right, with a giant
big canister with the lights that had the slime gun.
I would buy that. Yeah,
that'd probably be $1,000.
I don't care how much that is. I'd buy that.
It would just be an empty shell. It would.
Honestly, well, the thing is, nobody makes those, so that's a killing. Like on the aftermarket, no one's making those because they're just too big to make. But if HasLab did one.
It's all air inside there anyway. So
I get that. It's just that the average person's not making it's just too,
it would be. I still think the price point would still be around the same, between $400 to $500. I don't think it would break 500. You'd still probably would still need to buy the wand separately through their store, but I would buy that. Yeah, the slime canister.
Like,
cool.
Come on,
that'd be awesome.
I would have one of those.
That'd be cool. I definitely would be on board with that. So we'll see. We'll see what the but again, the movie's not out till spring. This is a teaser. And then again, Ghostbusters films, when it comes to merch, it's typically just the tech that people want anyway. As far as the figures, and I don't it's a big hit or miss when it comes.
Star Ace will put out their bullshit figures.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want like a Patton Oswalt figure.
I'll take it. People know I'm throwing out my shippers. I'll probably take it and just throw the figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you took a chainsaw to that freaking General Grievous.
Yeah, and then I'm seeing
people
I'm seeing people burning their boxes online all of a sudden. Now getting rid of shipper boxes is like the thing when I got shit for it like 4 or 5 months ago for making videos, but now all of a sudden because people are running out of space, hey, we got to get rid of our shipper boxes and art boxes. Well, you know.
I am. Like I said, that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm kind of moving things around in the room and stuff.
People forget when it comes to collecting Hot Toys, Nate. I said this here this morning. It's not just about space for the figures. Like, oh, where's this figure going to go? Where the hell are you going to put 100 shipper boxes?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and people are like, well, just make room. Like, you want to buy me
unit for $200 a month?
Yeah, you gotta be out of your damn mind.
Nope.
You want to pay for my storage unit? Then okay, let's do it.
Makes no sense.
No.
Nate, I am good to go. We bitched about Ghostbusters.
All right. So Denobi, anything new on your front before you leave?
No, other than I finally put out that Doc Ock video that took me like a week to, folks, check it out. I show you how to hack.
I love that video. That was great.
Wasn't that good? I showed you. Did you notice how creative being able to use the internal wirings to power up the LEDs at the end? Come on. Wow. How beautiful was that? I deserve a Nobel for that. I mean, that's
hell. Somebody in the chat says you deserve a public apology about what happened with Toys Wonderland.
Oh, I'll never. I'm the victim here.
No, it's funny though when we talked about it. The whole thing about Toys Wonderland and everything. A couple streams back, everyone called us out of our damn minds. I'm like, look what's happening now. Are we out of our damn minds? I don't think so. I honestly don't.
You actually were telling the truth.
I do that quite a lot. Yet people are always surprised.
Oh, that's a good meme. That's Nate, 10 points on that meme. That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that one. That's a good one. All right. I gotta go to. I have to go. I have shit to do. I still have to clean up this room.
Copy that. All right, Denobi. Take it easy.
All right.
See you guys. See you later.
So, Mr. Mom, did you enjoy the time? I know we've been trying to get this up and running for the past few months. So, are you content?
Yes and no. There's always more shit talking to you. No, yeah. I think we made our point. I think the one thing about it is that I think these were just topics that we wanted to talk about and stuff like that. I think we could have dove a little more on some things, but it ends up being a hate stream. But I'm at the point of giving a shit is well behind me. I've surpassed that point. I think we should do it every couple months, man. I think we should do an end of the year one, like December, January. Well, you laugh, Nate, because at the end of the month, I'm interested in doing a recap of the year, man, because seeing where we are with figure releases and stuff like that, and just kind of see where the chips fall for the next 40 days. So, and to be clear, I mean, it's not just about talking shit about certain people, but we were talking about topics and stuff like that. So I'm very interested in seeing how 2023 wraps up overall in terms of what figures came out, what didn't come out, and kind of do like an overview in that sense. So, it's kind of where I'm at, but I just, to kind of wrap up my thoughts, I kind of felt a lot of this way because, I watched all you guys in the chat and, behind, like as a collector, watched you guys. And then I took the dive into doing YouTube about a year ago. It's a little over, my channel's been up for a little over a year now. And so I see both sides of things. I see, the side of just the spectator, and I see the side of the YouTuber, and I do see things. And Nate, you and I have talked about it. They're part 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, maybe we'll do part 2 on my channel, then part 3, and part 4, then part
trilogy.
Yeah, dude. It doesn't end. It's like John Wick movies, right?
Yeah.
They don't end. As long as they keep doing them, we keep doing it. But Nate, I think it was just interesting because my perspective has been from both sides, being a spectator watching for entertainment purposes, but then you can't help it. If you start making YouTube videos, you start picking up on habits, you start feeding into stuff. And I'll be the first one to admit, man, I made videos for just making views. You know what I'm saying? Like you get into that hustle when you start seeing the traction, you start seeing the attention, you can't help it, but you feed into it. And I think everybody has. It's just a matter of, I'm willing to admit it. And those who have been around for a while, like, congratulations that you've cemented your place in the community. It's easy to look down on everyone else when you have 10,000 followers, but it happens to everybody, whether you realize you're doing it or not. I mean, it is what it is. And you could see from a perspective, you could see those who truly care about the hobby, who are fun in doing this, and then you can see those who are straight up hustling. You know what I'm saying? And there's just cues, and just be aware of it, man. And at the end of the day, you know, we always say, you know, you're gonna buy your own stuff and enjoy. You know, you guys, you want to watch that shit, go ahead and watch. I stopped watching a long time ago because a lot of it's bullshit. I'm gonna call it right out. A lot of it's just the same old shit. It's boring, and I'm kind of tired of watching it. And so I stopped watching it. Used to watch a lot of people. Now I don't really watch anybody anymore. I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm just trying to be honest. Enjoy who you want
Hey
to
man, I'm
watch.
in the same boat. I haven't watched a lot of people.
I just don't watch. I just don't watch a lot of shit. I get clips sent to me now and then from like, "Yo, check this out, check that out," and it's like, you know what it is, what it is. You know, because when you start knowing the characters, you start knowing that everyone has their own opinion about how they feel about stuff. So it's kind of like if something doesn't jive, you kind of get that. You can figure it out from who you're watching. You know what I'm saying? It's just like watching TV, man. You just keep watching reruns. You know, you get an idea. You know, you keep watching reruns over and over again, but it just sucks because it's like I see both sides of it, and I do try to look out for the collectors out there. That's why like I switched up all my content. I stopped doing live streams because I felt like I wasn't offering a service. I was just doing the same old boring stuff everyone was doing. So I just try to make different videos that are, some are like hot topics or things like that, like the shipper boxes, like why I throw out boxes, you know, or you know how I built my display, or just things, you know, that I want to be start a conversation with, you know, and just like that. I don't find it attractive anymore when you just see 8 guys on a channel just giving your thoughts about figures. Like it doesn't do anything for me. That's just me. It's okay to enjoy different personalities and things like that, but it is what it is. Everyone has their own perspective about stuff. Just keep, you know, just make sure you stay your own path and do your own thing, and it's what it is. I don't know how much more I could say, but it is what it is.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, just have fun. Otherwise, what's the point? If you're having fun, then hey, then let's not take that away from you.
No,
Keep having
absolutely
fun.
not. No, and the other thing is, I also want to say before I wrap, I guess we let CMB have his piece. I know Veterans Day is coming up. Was it Saturday? Right?
Saturday or Friday?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so for those out there, I mean, my dad is a retired cop for almost 30 years, and so you know, I just puts things into perspective for me, CMB, and you know, if I don't see it, you know, obviously, you know, happy Veterans Day to you for your service and what you did for the country. Don Prime as well from the channel, so hit up Don Prime as always. But thank a veteran out there. You know, it means a lot. You know, and I'm very touchy about that because people shit on that whole situation with cops and stuff, and I take that very personal. So I make sure to go above and beyond. If I see somebody like that in uniform, they're doing more than you think. You know, you have no idea. And so make sure to thank a veteran, you know, on Saturday, even day before, day after. Just they appreciate it. So just look out for those out there. But CMB, like I said, thank you for your service as always.
Thank you.
But hey, CMB, anything else you want to say before we go?
Fuck them.
Exactly. Fuck them all.
Clip that
Fuck
shit.
them all. Clip that shit.
Clip
bitch.
that shit.
That shit, bitch.
I hope that I think we've created at least 10 plus clip moments tonight, and I hope they all get sent out.
Yep.
And don't try, and nobody bothered pulling receipts because the same shit that I said in private I said here tonight, and I stand behind everything I said, all the shit I said anyway, so I don't really care.
My thing is, like, at the end of the day is, you know, you're gonna watch who you want to watch. Nobody's gonna fault you for that. You're your own person. You're allowed to do that. You know, just try to not get suckered in to other people's opinions, because you know, at the end of the day, they're not buying the figures for you. They're not spending any money on you, but they're trying to convince you to buy something that you may not want to. So just go into it with a level head and always learn to just make your own decisions. Don't let anybody make your decisions for you, because like I said, you know, whom you give your money to is whom you relinquish your power.
With all this, I feel that just be careful how you watch and who you watch at the end of the day, and remember, those who preach the loudest have the most to high, and they keep on preaching. Just But just realize the stench, man, because that stench, I've smelled it before.
What is it? That stench. I've smelled it before.
Yes, not BS. So don't fall for the BS, guys.
Those who preach positivity and unity usually have the most skeletons in the closet.
Yep.
With that, light them up.
There, guys. Remember, just simple clicks, trying to make our way in this freaking galaxy. May the weapons with you always. There, guys.
Geeking out for life. Fuck
Geeking
all them
out.
other channels.
Oh my god.
Fuck them.
Oh man. Yeah, I can't take y'all anywhere.
Got your stick? Oh! Beat him up! Big apart! Ready! Let's show this prehistoric bitch how we do things downtown.
Long live the Empire. Long live the Empire.
Long live the Empire! Long live the Empire!
Today, victory is mine. Long live the Empire.
I got an idea, though. I got an idea. Why don't y'all take that badge and shove it up your ass? All up in your ass.